Oh. Two people off there already.
Is it the screen? I was gonna try and see if I could make it to where you wouldn't have to admit everybody. I don't know. I'll see on it. Okay, so if you want, I guess just keep an eye on and see if anybody's joined in, but, you are all set?
Okay.
Maybe we just can get me.
Okay. Angela, can you hear me? If you unmute yourself, Angela.
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Right now, everybody was just kind of reviewing. Do you have the manual?
I do not, but I can come by tomorrow to pick it up.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
You can go ahead and keep yourself unmuted for now. What I'm gonna do is ask everybody to please silence your phones. And we're gonna go around and do a short introduction. So Angela, you can stay unmuted for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Is there somebody else? Amanda, I think. Amanda? Okay, there were two people.
I'm here. I cannot hear you very well, though.
You can't? Okay, I don't want to unmask myself. I'll try to do better. Can you hear me better now? Amanda? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and introduce ourselves. We'll just go around the room and then I'll catch those who are on the Zoom. So we'll start here. Well, I'll start. My name is April Fortune. I have been licensed realtor now for about 3.5 years. I've been with Keller Williams the entire time. I've been full-time now almost 2 years. I really enjoy being here at Keller Williams. I love it. The training is awesome. I am a mother of 3 adult children. 2 are married. I have 4 wonderful grandchildren, 2 adopted grandchildren. They're not legally adopted, but they've attached to me, so they're mine. So that's pretty much all there is about me. I worked at Oakwood University full-time for about 19 years as the assistant director of the financial aid, is the last position I had before I left. And I walked away from that so that I could do this full-time. That's about me.
I'm Kimberly Clark. I'm a brand new agent. Normally I'm a licensed car dealer in Ardmore, but trying to branch out into real estate as well.
Okay. And what was your name again?
Kimberly.
Kimberly. Okay.
My name is Tori Walker. I work at Athens Limestone Hospital. I just worked off 3 months. And then I just passed my test in December.
Okay.
Mike Cooper, I just passed mine as well in October, last part of October, first part of November. I'm doing this part-time right now, doing Verizon work and then coming here and doing this. So trying to get out of that, expanding.
Okay, great.
My name is Greg Value. I'm from Gaston, Alabama. I did real estate about 1.5 years in Gaston part-time. Now I've come to Madison and I'm going to do it full-time now.
Okay. Do you live in Madison now or you just?
I still live in Gaston.
Okay.
My name is Jimmy Patrick. I've been with Keller Williams about, I think I started in November. I'm working on my 2nd year. I spent 1 year with another company that I'll let remain nameless. Got out and started exploring the real estate world after I retired from corrections. I'm also retired from the Alabama National Guard. Live in Athens. I have one daughter at home, two that's married, that's, keeps coming home, and one son that's in the Air Force, wife, probation parole officer, and I'm just finding something to do to, bid my time.
Okay, all right. Amanda, if you would, unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I just passed my test in December. I have an engineering background, but just looking to do something a little bit different. Kind of have a little bit more flexible schedule on my time with my little one now. So, yeah.
I don't know what you want, but I can barely hear her. Okay, thank you, Amanda. And Angela?
Hello, excuse me. Hello, my name is Angela Kennemore. I am from Florence. My background is manufacturing. I have a little sales. I passed my test November the 8th, and that's about it.
All right, thank you very much, Angela.
Mhm.
Again, welcome everybody. This is your crash course. Ignite is usually a 12-week course, but because of people's work schedules and everything, they've tried to cram it. And so now we do it as a 1 week, 4 days a week. So you're gonna be getting 3 lessons per day. We'll try to get those in. Sometimes we don't get them all in, but as much as we can. I strongly recommend that if you can, set aside an hour or 2 at least every day to kind of go through the chapters. If you can get yourself ahead of the class, that would be better. So when we're having a discussions, you're kind of familiar with the material that's in there. Okay, but if not, it doesn't matter. Let's look at through it. Okay, then I'm gonna do my glasses and we will get started. So welcome to Ignite, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and get started. There will be some breaks in between. If you need a break before I call for a break, please let me know. I don't have a problem. There's no set time that we have to do breaks. So if you need one, if you need a smoke break or a bathroom break, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. So if you will turn with me to your first page that says Welcome to Ignite, and it says get your head in the game. My pages may be slightly different. Okay, so get your head in the game. You are embarking upon a new and exciting and challenging adventure. Real estate, you either love it or you hate it, okay? And as you go through and navigate, you're gonna, determine whether it is something you actually have a passion for or not. You're leaving your former life behind, or you're making some adjustments to your former life. Get your heart and your head in the right place as we begin this adventure. So on this page, I want you to write your answers, and then we will discuss the following questions as a class. If you feel comfortable in sharing your answers throughout the course, you're more than welcome to. If you don't have to. Okay. First question is, have you achieved your financial goals through your career so far? Why or why not? I want you to write down your answer and we'll discuss. Have you achieved your financial goals through your career so far? Why or why not? Can you all hear me, ladies? On Zoom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can. And what I'll do, since I don't have the pamphlet, I'm just going to write my answers in a notebook and I can still participate, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's perfectly fine. The next question, slow me down if I'm going too fast. What is the one thing that makes one real estate agent more successful than others? Just your wild guess. What is the one thing that makes you one real estate agent more successful than others? What do you think that would be? And we're going to go ahead and answer those two before we go to the next one. Okay, so have you achieved your financial goals through your career so far, and why or why not? Anybody want to share?
I mean, I just put no because I
just now passed my
Yeah,
test.
is this specifically just pertaining to real estate?
Because so many of you are so freshly new, you can be a little more broad than real estate if you choose to. You don't have to, but you could be a little more broad than. So, but that's a legitimate answer. That's a legitimate answer, so yes.
Well, I feel like I have not currently achieved my financial goals because like having a car lot, there's the debt of the startup costs of starting a business, especially when you're starting from the ground up. But I'm only 22, so my goal is to be far beyond out of debt by the time I'm 30. Hopefully I'm done with everything by then.
Okay, anybody else want to share?
Just getting started, just like, things said, but like I've been in the cellular business for 20 years, so
Oh,
I succeeded there.
mhm.
So I'm hoping I can succeed here, so.
Okay, I'm sure you will. Anybody else?
I've been in the business a year and I have not, and my primary reason being a lack of clients.
Mhm.
It is not easy to break into the real estate business.
It's not. It's not. We're gonna discuss some ways to get that done, but yeah, it's hard to break in because there are over 1,300, I think, agents just in this area. So we don't call it competition, but it's, it's out there.
If I can say it is competition, as I stated, I've worked at another company. I was with another company for a year. And you could walk into that office and you could tell when someone walked in, they came in and asked for agents by name. And regardless whether you're doing floor duty or not, they wanted their agent. And I learned that it's built on, I don't want to say trust, but relationships that started decades generations ago in most instances in the area that I was in.
Yep. Angela or Amanda, would you all like to share?
I have not reached my financial goal, and I believe it's because I'm just now getting into a career that will allow me to do that.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Angela. Amanda, do you want to share? You don't have to.
I think I'd be along the same lines as everyone else. I just passed my real estate exam, so I'd have to say no for right now.
Okay.
Looking forward to jumping into things.
Not a problem. And I have to be honest, I have not reached my financial goals. I have not. Real estate has its highs and its lows, and if you don't set yourself up, and that's what this program is for. And then there's another program called Bold that when it's available, if you have the funds, I strongly encourage you to do it. That's going to be Ignite on steroids. It takes you to a whole nother level. But these are things that help you to come up with systems and processes and procedures to help you get your business going and functioning well. But then you also have to be committed. When the pandemic hit, my mind went downhill and I stayed in this lull for probably a couple of months, and then I had to shake it off and be like, okay, April, now what are you going to do? You still got bills to pay. I'm a single woman, so it's not like I had a spouse that could pay the bills and cover me. No. So, no, I did not hit my financial goals yet either, but I'm back on track to doing that. And so we'll discuss some more of that stuff later. Thank you all. What is the one thing that makes one real estate agent more successful than others? Did anybody take a shot at that?
I think I can. I will. I think the reason one may be more successful than the other is because that one that is doing more, they're staying committed. They probably have goals set and just focused on what they're doing.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Angela. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I just put heart for this type of work and leads to get clients.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Anybody else?
Advertising.
Relationships.
Yeah, that's kind of put popularity because you could come into real estate, but if you know a surplus of people already that are in the market for housing, some people just say, oh, I know them, I'm just gonna go with them. So relationships is a big thing. But even if you're determined, you can be outrun by somebody who has more networking, more connections to people.
Right, right. And if you all don't mind, I'm gonna take my mask off so I can make sure they can hear me clearly. Is everybody okay with that? I will keep my distance. If I have to come close, I'll put it back on. Okay, so, and she kind of said the exact word, but all of you kind of combined it, and that is lead generation, building relationships, marketing, advertising, all of that is what makes one real estate agent more successful than others. If you're not generating leads by marketing and advertising, building relationships, and all these other things, if you're not doing that, you don't have a business. Because without leads, you're not making appointments. Without appointments, you're not listing or helping buyers buy houses. And without that, you're not generating an income. So you have no business, okay? So that's gonna be the big thing that we harp on is lead generating. And we're gonna go through different ways you can do it, getting started. You know, some people move. We have one agent, she moved into Huntsville, I think like maybe a little over 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. And she didn't know anybody here, and she's now one of our top agents. Okay, so it can be done. It can be done. Okay, so why do you think that all agents are not doing this? Why do you think all agents are not lead generating?
Maybe they have other jobs, so they're not giving real estate their full attention.
Okay, she said maybe they have other jobs and they're not giving real estate their full attention. That's legit. Anybody else?
Maybe they don't know how to.
Okay, very good. Maybe they don't know how to. Good. Anybody else?
It can be.
Maybe they get discouraged when they realize how hard it is to do it.
And believe it or not, that's probably the number one reason. But all of these reasons are legit, but that's probably the number one reason because they get discouraged. You're trying because you could reach out to 50 people and you may only get one lead that lets you actually set an appointment with them. And you know that every appointment does not lead to a transaction. So it can get frustrating. It can be discouraging if you let it be. So those are all very good answers. So anybody else? Okay. And how do you feel about that? How do you feel about what was just said? You would agree? Since most of you just got your license, you probably haven't really started trying to establish leads. Has anybody actually started lead generating yet, other than you? I know you have. Has anybody started lead generating, making phone calls, notifying your family or anything?
Yeah.
No, I've told a couple of family members, but as far as making calls, I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, I started doing like Facebook marketing. Since I'm still in the Verizon world and the stores, I see a lot of people every day, so I'm sitting there talking with them and handing out cards. So
that's good. That's lead generation. That's lead generation. That's good. Anybody else?
I showed my friends a house the other day, so I learned how to call a different agent to get in their lots and stuff before I had like my own.
Okay.
And luckily it was just our friends, so it wasn't a very nervous situation or anything like that.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And once you get your e-key and can access houses, I would encourage you to go around, and we'll probably talk more about that, but I would encourage you to go to some of these vacant houses, and there's a way that you can find out which ones are vacant, and give yourself a tour, take a family member or friend with you, and give it, just get yourself familiar with the process and with what's out there in the market. But we'll talk more about that. Amanda or Angela, did you have anything else to put in?
No, ma'am.
I've started marketing just to family and friends, I guess, but working on getting business cards and starting to do more lead generation. But I probably need to just learn more about how to do lead generation.
Okay. Sorry, I see more people are in here. One person is waiting. Okay. So that's going to be something, that's going to be probably the number one thing that we talk about this morning, and that is ways of lead generating, things that you can do to get started now, get your name out there now. Is your desire to succeed more powerful than your fear from doing the one thing that will make you successful? Is your desire to succeed stronger than your fear of doing lead generation? Pretty much is what the question. And I'm hoping that your answer is a resounding yes, yes, I can't wait, because.
I'm working on it.
And that's legitimate though, that's legit. We'll talk about limiting beliefs and that kind of stuff later on as well. I'm sorry. Okay, so now you're ready and you know what it takes and you're powered by your conviction to succeed. If you are not excited and ready to overcome the obstacles that'll keep you from lead generating, we're gonna work through that, okay? That's something that you're gonna work through probably during the entire process. Like I said, I've been in this now 3.5 years, and I still have days where I have to tell myself, April, you gotta get this done, you gotta get this done. And I know a lot of people think cold calling is the only way to lead generate, and it's not. It's not. So there's so many other things you can do to lead generate, and cold calling for sale by owners, expires, that's just one small piece of what you can do. Okay, so if you're fearful of the cold calling, don't let that scare you. Okay. Page 9, the 6 personal perspectives. The most successful at this business know that it takes a certain mindset and an attitude to keep at it every day, and especially to excel. One of the things that is going to help you propel your business is writing out your goals, writing out your big why, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but writing out your big why. Why is it that you want to do real estate? Why is it that you want to make whatever amount of money you have decided you want to make in this business? What is it about that that's going to help you feel satisfied with your life? You know, some people it's their family. For some people, it's just, I've been broke all my life and I'm determined I'm going to, you know, have a financially successful life, living, you know, from here on out, whatever your why is. Some people just want to do it just because they have small children and they want to be able to put their children through college without loans, you know, whatever your why is. But you really need to think about that. And I would even tell you to start thinking about that even now. What is your why? We're going to go into detail with that a little later on. So keep that in mind. And those who just joined us, if you have your books, we are now on page 9, the 6 personal perspectives, and I will give you an opportunity to introduce yourselves after the break, okay? So your mission assignment was to watch videos, which I know most of you didn't because you didn't have your books, so you didn't know. But I want to see if we can pull up. Let's see. Okay, we'll use that. We'll do that in a minute. We'll do that. Okay, so the 6 personal perspectives. Okay, your mindset and your attitude is what's going to get you through real estate. Your mindset and your attitude. If you believe in yourself, you believe you can do it, you want to do it, even when it gets to those days where you don't feel like picking up the phone and making a call, or you don't feel like sending out those emails or making that social media post or whatever it is that you decide is going to be your way of generating leads. Those days, your mindset may be shifted, but you're still going to have the attitude of, but I got to do this. I've got to push myself through this if I want my business to grow to the level that I want. And for some people, and some of you, it may just be a hobby. Some people are doing real estate as a hobby. It's like, I'm retired, you know, I got my retirement check coming in, my spouse is still working, and we got, you know, we're living fine, but I just want something to do. He said that, I don't know if it's actually a hobby for him, but after I said it, I realized you just said that. He said, I'm looking for something to do. You know, so for somebody like that, it may just be a hobby. They may only need to put in 2, 5, 7 hours a week. But for those of us who, for me, this is my job, this is it. This is the only income I have right now. So if this is my income, I'm going to be needing to put in 20, 25, 30 hours a week, lead generating alone. That's just for lead generation. That doesn't include all the other stuff that comes with it. Okay, so you have to determine what level you want your business to grow, and then how many hours are you willing to invest to putting into that business to help it to grow. Okay, and that's all up to you. Keller Williams Realty has a foundational model for a successful mindset, which came into existence when Gary Keller asked the question of the top agents: what is it that differentiates those who achieve at the highest level from those who don't seem to accomplish as much? What is it that differentiates those who achieve at the highest level from those who don't seem to accomplish as much? Okay. Has anybody received the book, The Millionaire Real Estate? The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, that's what we call the Keller Williams Bible. It was written by Gary Keller. You all not, okay.
I don't.
Nobody has it yet?
No.
I'm gonna see if I can get a copy. We may have a copy back here. That is a book that I strongly recommend, and you can ask Lisa, Sarah. No, we don't have one back here. You can ask Lisa, Sarah, or Jill how you can get a copy. I believe you can go on Amazon and order a copy, but that book has step-by-step for new agents, and in the back section is the exact same process for more successful agents. So it's going to walk you through the process of becoming successful, then it walks you through the process of now that you're at a point where you want to build a team and all of that, and that book will walk you through that too. It has models in there, it has systems in there that you can duplicate so that you don't have to go out, you don't have to be out here reinventing the wheel. You do not have to be out here reinventing the wheel. Keller Williams has everything that you need at your fingertips. We have a database. Command is our database, the CRM that we use. You can use other CRMs. You can pay for other CRMs. You can use your Excel spreadsheet if you're more comfortable with that. But Keller Williams does have a command database that you can use as your CRM. You can do marketing from there. You can track your progress. You can track your goals, everything in that system, and it's free to you. So I strongly encourage you to look into connecting, and I believe they're going to connect you with probably Chandra to get you started on that as well, to introduce you to that as well. Okay, so there's a lot to learn. Don't get overwhelmed. That's the one thing I want to say. Please don't get overwhelmed. It's like if you go to a buffet, there's a lot of food out there and it all looks good, but you usually just go and select what you want at the time. Then you may go back a second time and get something different. But that's what this is going to be like. So don't let it overwhelm you. Just take it a little bit at a time. You can only eat an elephant one bite at a time. Okay. So just remember, one bite at a time is all you need. Don't let the rest of it overwhelm you. You'll get there. So your mindset, your attitudes, and then your approach to life. Based on the 3 attributes, the 6 personal perspectives came to be. So the 3 attributes that successful agents have is mindset, attitudes, and their approach to life. Mindset, attitude, and the approach to life. Those are the 3 attributes, and then the 6 personal perspectives are stemmed from that. So step 1 is commit to self-mastery. Commit to self-mastery. Amateurs practice to get it right. Professionals practice to never get it wrong. There's a difference between trying to get it right and trying not to get it wrong. Okay? You want to try not to get it right, not to get it wrong. That's your focus should be on not getting it wrong. Okay? When you commit to achieving self-mastery, you know your goals, you know your strengths and your weaknesses, and you know how to work with both your strengths and weaknesses to seek and master the necessary knowledge, skills, and habits to reach your goals. Okay? Self-mastery.
Excuse me, I don't know if everybody else is like that, but I'm missing all the even numbered pages.
Oh, no.
My back pages are all blank.
Yeah. You're missing pages, because that's 11, and then
That's what it says,
15.
it's,
Oh,
I
okay.
got 11, 13, all the even numbered pages are missing.
Okay. Let me, let me take about 5 minutes. Let me go and let her know. Is anybody else have that same problem? Your book is fine? Okay, let me see if they have another, book. Give me 5 minutes. Okay, I'm sorry, she's gonna make you another
No
copy.
problem, thank you.
She's gonna get you one. Everybody else is okay. Is there anybody on the Zoom who has a manual that's not correct? If you have a manual that's not correct, unmute and let me know. Okay, well, we'll move right along. Throughout the night, you will be acquiring the skills and developing habits to be successful, moving you towards self-mastery. And I didn't read the definition of self-mastery. It's the possession of great knowledge, skills, and habits that make you the master of you. Okay, the possession of great knowledge, skills, and habits that make you the master of you. Okay. Step 2, commit to the 80-20 principle. The idea that 20%, I'm gonna let somebody else read that for me. Will somebody read that for me?
The idea that 20% of your actions lead to 80% of your results may be one of the most powerful principles you can apply to your life. It's about getting the most from your time and effort. It's about maximizing your results. It's about having focus.
Okay, the 80-20 principle is talking about if you're spending 20% of your time on the things that matter the most, you'll get the results that matter the most. 20% of your time is going to lead to 80% of your results. So you determine how you want to use that 20% of your time. If you spend 20% of your time lead generating, that's going to lead to 80% of your results in real estate. Okay, if you only spend 5% of your time, then you're only going to get, what is that? I'll do the math. I'm sorry. I'm not a math person. I shouldn't have even said it. Just showed my weakness in math. But you get the point. You get the point. The less time that you spend in lead generating, the less business you're going to generate. Okay. And again, we're going to beat that and beat that and beat that because that is the key to a successful real estate business. Okay. In Ignite, we identify your 20% for you, your money-making activity, which is what? Lead generation. Right, lead generation. So the 20% for you is your money-making activity, and your money-making activity is lead generating. Okay, and then the next step after lead generating, the next most important thing is lead follow-up. Okay. So focus on the big rocks first. Don't mix them in with the smaller rocks. Focus on your big rocks, which is your 20%, to achieve 80% of your desired results. And when you focus on the big things, some of the smaller things are automatically going to be taken care of. Okay, when you focus on the big picture, the smaller pieces will automatically come in. Yes, ma'am.
I heard you need the binder,
Yes.
but maybe you're missing the backside. Please go ahead.
Okay, so now step 3 is moving from E to P. We're going to move from entrepreneurial to being purposeful. It's great to be an entrepreneur. It's even better to be purposeful. Okay, so so do you lead generate only when it's convenient for you, or do you lead generate because that's what you have to do? Right, you want because that's what you have to do. And those of you on Zoom, please feel free to unmute yourselves and jump in and interact is fine with us. Okay, so you lead generate because it's something that you have to do. If you want to build a business, you have to do it. I worked at Oakwood University. I'm sorry, thank you. I worked at Oakwood University for 19 years. I was working for them, helping them build their business, their empire. But they were purposeful about what they were doing. They were strategic about who they hired. They were strategic about what positions they gave. They were strategic about, your job description and what your responsibilities and your duties were. They were very strategic about everything. And you have to be that same way building your business. Okay, you're going from Athens Limestone Hospital to building whatever your business you may decide to name your real estate business, and you can name your own real estate business and still be up under Keller Williams. Okay, so you don't have to be April Fortune with Keller Williams. Right now, that's pretty much how I identify myself, but I'm slowly getting into branding myself as my own Fortune Realty Group. Even though I'm the only member of my group, I'm the only member of my team, but that's okay because I do one day plan to build a small team. I don't plan to have no big elaborate team, but I do plan to have a team. And you're gonna need a team, especially if you have these high goals of like 250,000 a year or $1 million a year, whatever your goals are. To achieve those, you're not gonna be able to do it on your own. I'm not gonna say that. It's gonna be easier to do it with a team. It's not impossible because there are some single agents out here that are doing it on their own. So you just have to be committed. But anyway, I got sidetracked, my bad. So lead generate only when it's convenient is not going to build you your business. But when you lead generate, because it's what you know you have to do to build your business. High achievers are always looking for the purposeful way. By doing this, they break through the ceiling of their natural behavior. Your natural behavior, more than likely, is not going to take you where you're trying to go in this business. Your natural behavior is not. Again, and I can only go back to myself, and anybody that has a story to share, please feel free to, but I can only go back to myself. I used to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, be dressed and out the door by 7:45, and because that's how much I didn't like my job. I liked my job for a while, but I got burnt out. But by 8 o'clock I'm clocking in. By 5 o'clock I'm clocking out. That was my routine. Not in real estate. I'm up at 5:30 in the morning, getting myself focused. I'm doing my affirmations. I'm doing my devotion. And you're going to want to come up with a morning routine that's going to get you going. Waking up at 8 o'clock to try to come to the office or go to your home office at 8:30 to start working is not going to work here. It's not. You're going to need to have a routine that gets you motivated and gets you going in the mornings. For those of you who are working full time, of course, then you're going to have to work it around your work schedule. But you're going to have some type of a routine and some type of a schedule. Okay. And we're going to talk about time blocking. So you're going to time block because you're going to be purposeful in generating. So you're going to want to time block. You can attain a certain level. I'm going to let somebody read. I'm sorry. I don't want to do all the talking and all the reading. So can somebody read right under that block where it says high achievers?
You can attain a certain level of success utilizing your natural abilities, but expect to hit a ceiling at some point. Wouldn't you like to achieve even greater success and break through that ceiling? How about living a larger life or attaining your goals?
Okay, so she just read to us, and if you have your books again, we're on page 11 now. You can attain a certain level of success utilizing your natural abilities, but you will hit a ceiling. You're going to hit a ceiling. So now once you hit that ceiling, you determine, now do I want to stay here? Am I going to be complacent here? And you may be, and that's okay. Or do I want to now figure out what I need to do to break through that ceiling? If you're going to break through that ceiling, that means you're going to have to now change what you've been doing, because what you've been doing is only going to continue to keep you at that level. Okay, and again, that book, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, that book is going to give you some pointers and things on what you can do to break through that ceiling. Okay, and we'll touch on some of it. But you want to time block. You want to be purposeful and lead generating. Focus on the 20%, which is what?
80% of the business.
20% is going to give you 80% of the business. But what did I tell you? Keller Williams says your 20% of your business is what? Lead generating. Okay, I want you to get that. 20% of your time building your business should be in lead generating. If you decide that you want to spend 10 hours a week on your business, then 20% of that 10 hours needs to be lead generating. Okay, if you're going to do 40 hours a week, 20% of that 40 hours needs to be in lead generating. Okay, 20%. Okay, then you want to follow the models that Keller Williams already has in place for you. You want to create strategies that will help you stay focused, and only you know what it's going to take to help you stay focused. I have to silence my phone to stay focused, because even if it vibrates, I'm looking at it because I'm thinking, is my daughter calling me? And an honest story. My daughter will call me because she wants me to babysit the grandchildren or pick up a grandchild or something, and I would stop and do it. That when I first got into this business, I think I spent more time with my grandchildren than I did in my business. I'm serious, because I had to talk to her, and you may have to do that. You may have to, because you're gonna have to make some adjustments in your life. So you may have to sit your family down and let them know, okay, look, during this time every day, or this time on the weekends or whatever, I'm focusing on my real estate business. So from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., I will not be answering my phone. And, you know, that's just an example. That's not what you have to do, but I'm just saying you need to create your strategy of what it's going to take for you to get where you want to go, and then communicate that with your family and with your close friends for several reasons. One is that way they know not to interrupt you during that time. They know that that's your private time, that's your special time that you set aside for you. But the other reason is because then some of them are going to start holding you accountable. Okay, some of them be like, hey, Dad, I thought you said you was going to be making phone calls and you out here watching a football game, you know, or whatever. So that, you know, you have the two reasons that you want to communicate it with at least one or two people that are close to you, to help you to be accountable for your time, okay? So Ignite is not only designed to help start your business, it is designed to help you grow your business. Ignite will help you move from entrepreneurial to purposeful with skill mastery, if that is what you want. Again, it's your business, and you build your business the way you want your business to go. If you're happy with where you are, then you continue to do what you're doing. But if you're trying to go to the next level, you must change your behavior. If you're happy with where you are, continue to do what you're doing. But if you want to grow, you're going to have to change your behavior. Anybody know what the definition is? The quote unquote definition of insanity. You keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. When you keep doing the same thing, but you're expecting different results, they say that's the sign of insanity. It's not the medical term for insanity, but it makes sense though. You know, if you've been doing this for 10 years and this is what you've gotten, now you want to get B to B, you can't keep doing what you're doing to get to A. Did you have your hand up?
No, Lisa Wade was.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, so we don't want to be insane real estate agents. We don't want to be insane real estate agents. We want you to determine where you want your business to go, and then you've got to map out a strategy to help you get there. And again, they have programs in our office. You're going to go through some training with Chandra, you're going to go through some training with Gina, and each one of these trainings, I'm telling you, take note, but these are going to be some of the things that help you to formulate your strategies and what it is that you want. I can't tell you what's going to work for you, but you know what's going to work for you. And if you don't know, you'll figure it out. You will, you'll have some coaching and you'll have some mentoring. So you'll be able to help, have somebody help you to figure it out. Okay. A learning-based individual. Step 4, making being learning-based the foundation of your action plan. Can somebody read what's right up under that for me? A learning-based individual is?
An individual who has made the decision to use effective learning as the foundation piece for their action plan to develop their life.
Thank you very much. A learning-based individual is an individual who has made the decision to use effective learning as the foundation piece for their action plan to develop their life. Learning-based, there's so much training that goes on in our office, in Keller Williams nationwide. HAR has training, the National Association has trainings. There's always some type of training available. Some of it's free, some of it costs. Right now with the pandemic, a lot of fees have come down, so a lot of things that may have cost $200 or $300 before may be like $75, $100 now. Some of it is being offered free, but there is so much training. Pick and choose what's important to you. Again, best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. So don't try to take it all in because you will get overwhelmed. If your focus is learning new ways to lead generate, then find trainings that's gonna help you to do that. Okay, if your focus is learning how to build a team, then find trainings on how to build a team. But don't try to take it all in because you will get overwhelmed. Okay. Learning base should be the foundation of your business. Learning empowers you to become a master of skills, and it provides the opportunity for you to master the 80-20 principle, focusing on your 20%, and positions you from moving from entrepreneurial to being purposeful. Okay. This all comes from a shift in your mindset. So the mindset you have now is probably going to need to shift a little for some of us. And for me, it had to shift a lot, and it's still in the process of shifting because I've worked for other people all my life. I didn't even realize, I'm getting into real estate. I'm going to get my real estate license. And I was so excited, not realizing I'm building a business. I have started my own business. I can't depend on anybody else to tell me what time to clock in and what time to clock out. Yes, I get to set my own schedule, and I was confused at first. I was confused because I thought, oh, I don't have to do anything today. I could go hang out with my friends and do this, that, and the other. And then when I wasn't having any transactions, and so now I'm struggling, where's the money coming from my next bill? Then I realized, okay, April, you got to take this serious. I couldn't treat it as a hobby, and which is what I was doing up until recently. I treated this as a hobby, but it's not a hobby for me. It's my business. And that's what I need to focus on it as. So, and now I'm starting to treat it differently. I'm starting to see the results. So even if you're happy now, the market is always shifting. So it's still important to learn and adopt new behaviors. Okay. Anybody have any input? Anybody have anything they want to say at this point on Zoom or in the classroom? Anybody?
I've learned, when first time I was in real estate, day by day, I would forget what I was gonna do the next day. I learned, like on the weekend, like on Saturday, Sunday, take an hour or two and go ahead and plan your week out. So what you're gonna do each day, if you're gonna make cold calls, what time you're gonna make cold calls, if you stuff like that. That way you don't forget things, you don't get burned out easy.
Right. Now, where did you learn that concept from? Was that something you just decided to do?
I learned it the first time I was in it, cause I would, like on weekends, I think about a day that I was gonna make cold calls or go out and hand cards out or, go make flyers up and, mail them out. And then when it comes to that day, I'd either football game or basketball game, then I forget about what I was supposed to do. So I go ahead and plan my week out. That way I try to follow that schedule.
And that's awesome. That's what we call time blocking. And that's very important because if you don't have your day planned before you wake up in the morning, which means at least do it on a daily basis. I do mine every week. I do mine every Sunday evening. I map out my week for the things that I know I have to do and the things, any trainings, any meetings, my lead generation, I block out, every day. If you don't do that, when you wake up in the morning, you can go to bed at night and say, oh, tomorrow, like he said, I'm going to go and hand out business cards. I'm going to go to Home Depot and pass out business cards. And then tomorrow you wake up and the baby is crying. The baby's not feeling well. So you run to take the baby to the doctor or whatever. And then, oh man, my favorite show is coming on, or I heard so-and-so is going to be on the Today Show. So I'm going to turn on the Today Show. And before you know it, life happens. And before you know it, your day is gone. And you have not done what you said in your mind you were going to do. But if you get a calendar, I don't know if I brought mine with me. If I did, I'll show it to you all later. But you get a calendar, whether you're going to do your electronic calendar on your phone or whether you're going to do a manual calendar. I do both because I know sometimes my phone may die or whatever. I may be on my phone, but I have my manual calendar and every morning I review what I'm supposed to do for the day. Okay, but I already have it mapped out for the week. You can't just wake up and say, I'm going to do real estate because it's not, your day is you're going to lose your day. Just like he said, you'll lose your day. Anybody else?
No.
Okay, go ahead. Was somebody saying something?
She said no.
Oh, okay. Step 5, remove your limiting beliefs. Remove your limiting beliefs. High achievers remove beliefs from their thinking that are going to hold them back. Any thought that you have that is going to hold you back, you will need to find a way to uproot it. Okay, and it's a process. It got there because of a process, and it's going to be a process getting rid of it. But it's going to have to be uprooted. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. In order to successfully develop at a higher level, you will need to clear your mind of limiting beliefs first. For example, are any of these thoughts in your head? And I want you to be honest with yourself. You don't have to answer out loud, but I want you to be honest with yourself. Are any of these thoughts in your head? I have to be an expert and know everything before I can begin my real estate business. I'm not valid yet. I'll give you a minute to think about it. Or is this one in your head? I don't think I can achieve a profit goal that will fund my life this year. Or maybe because I'm in the business will come to me naturally. I don't need to devote 3 hours each day to lead generate. Okay, so those are just some of the limiting beliefs. We all have our own. Some of you may not have any, but most of us have at least one or two of our own limiting beliefs. Like, I can't call people that I don't know. You know, that's a fear. That's a limiting belief. That's a fear. You know, I can't just walk up to people in Home Depot and hand them my business card. That's a limiting belief. People are going to hang up on me. Limiting belief. Okay. And they may hang up on you, so it's not a lie, but it's a limiting belief because it's holding you back from doing what it is that you know you need to get done. Okay. So we're at an activity now. I'm going to read this a couple of times. Those of you who are on the Zoom, if you don't have a book, I'm getting ready to read an activity that we're getting ready to go into. Okay, and this activity is turn your limiting beliefs into your unlimiting beliefs. How would you redirect these negative thoughts into positive ones, into unlimiting beliefs that will fuel your success? Okay, and I'm going to read them 2 or 3 times for everybody. So for this one, how will you redirect this negative thought into a positive thought? I need to be a professional, not an expert. Expertise will come from doing. This training will best prepare me for success in the real estate business, and taking productive action will cause my success. I'm sorry. Let me go back. I just read the answer instead of the question. Okay, we're revamping. Okay, the limiting belief is I have to be an expert and know everything before I can begin my business. I'm not valid yet. Okay, I'm gonna read it again. The limiting belief is I have to be an expert and I have to know everything before I can begin my business. I'm not valid yet. For those of you who have the book, if you go up under activity, turn limiting beliefs, you can write your response to that. How would you make that a positive belief? I have to be an expert and know everything before I can begin my business. I'm not valid yet. How can you make that a positive statement? I'm gonna read it one more time. I have to be an expert and know everything before I can begin my business. I'm not valid yet. That's a negative belief. How can you turn that statement into a positive belief?
Can I give a try at it?
Go ahead.
I know you read the answer, but in my mind, I'm just gonna speak as if it's me. I would say that I would take it like one step at a time. Like if I get a seller, learn the seller presentation and learn as I go, if that makes sense.
Okay. So you're saying that you don't have to be an expert, that you're going to learn as you go.
Yes, I would. Yeah, that would be my positive side of it.
Okay. Thank you, Angela.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else on Zoom want to share?
think it's good to ask questions.
Okay,
I mean, I know when I started, I had this fear of not being an expert. I was so scared to like do my first title app, make a bill of sale, all this stuff. And when you know other dealers, I would have to call people like, hey, you know, give me some advice. What should I do? Because you really do have to just delve into it. Because now I'm like an expert at everything. But you don't be. I think you cannot be afraid to ask for help, or when you get stuck, don't just sit there wondering what you're supposed to do. You need to talk to somebody.
okay. Anybody else want to share?
Experience is the best teacher.
Experience is the
Talk
best.
to them, do and ask questions.
Right. Okay, he said experience is the best teacher. So when you're approaching somebody, let's say I'm going to buy a car, or you're in the store and you're going to buy some new shoes or something, do you expect that person to know everything about that car or everything about those shoes that you're getting ready to purchase? No, you don't. They don't have to know everything, but what they don't know, they should be willing to get the answer for you. So you don't have to be an expert. You just need to be professional. Okay, a professional person will be like, well, you know, I don't know, but let me get back with you. Let me go and research that and I'll get back with you. That's okay. That's okay. If you're talking to a new buyer and they're like, well, I saw this house on so-and-so street and can you tell me more about it? Well, I tell you what, let me get your name and your number and I'm gonna call you back. Let me do some research and I'll get back with you. Okay, you don't have to have all the answers. And once you hang up the phone, if you don't know how to find the information, that's when you call one of the other agents in the office and be like, hey, I just got a new buyer that wants me to give them some information. Can you walk me through the process? That's what we're here for. You're not going to be in this alone. You don't have to do this alone. Okay. Anybody else with any input on that one? Okay, my Zoom people, I really need some interaction. Hello. I need to know y'all are there. Okay, the next limiting belief. I don't think I can achieve a profit goal that will fund my life this year. I want you to think about how you can turn that into a positive thought. I don't think I can achieve a profit goal that will fund my life this year. How can you turn that into a positive thought? I don't think I can achieve a profit goal that will fund my life this year.
If I work really hard and focus on the 80-20 principle, I can achieve a profit goal that will fund my lifestyle this year.
That's excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Amanda. Excellent. Anybody else?
Think positive, don't give up. If you're not meeting your goals, change what you're doing.
Thank you. Change what you're doing. Don't change your goals. Set your goals, and if you're not meeting your goals, don't change your goals. Reevaluate what you're doing and change what you're doing.
Yes, and you can also say that my profit goals is going to, I'm going to use my profit goals to fund my life this year. That's what I'm going to use.
Okay, okay. Very good. Anybody else?
I would say if I see myself making that, then it will motivate me more to put in the work, such as the 80-20 rule, to get that accomplished.
Right, very good. Okay, so I keep hearing goals. That's the key word here, goals. Because if you haven't set a goal, you don't even know what that profit is. So setting your goals and then tracking your goals along the way, you can do it. Again, don't change what you're doing. Don't change your goals, just change what you're doing. If you see that you're not on track to reaching your goal, then, and don't wait until the end of the year to check. Do a quarterly check. At minimum, do a quarterly check. Am I on track this quarter to reaching my goal for the end of the year? I always say, well, I didn't say this in the beginning, but I'm learning now to front load your goals. So if I want to, let's say I want to make $100,000 this year and I need I'm just gonna say 10 transactions to do that. Then at the beginning of the year, let me try to get in at least 6 of those transactions by the end of the summer. So that the rest of the year, I only have 4 more transactions to do. And I'm not so stressed because things start to slow down after the fall. So if I get my 6 transactions in, let's say by June, 1 transaction a month, and please don't use that number, that's a low number, but I'm just saying that it's an easy number to work with. If I say I need to do 10 transactions this year to reach my goals, I'm gonna do 6 of them by June. You have 4 left to do in 6 months. So that way, if things start to slow down for you, you're not so overwhelmed, like, oh my goodness, I didn't reach my goal this month, because you still have that extra time to get it done. So I always say front load your goals at the beginning of the year, so that at the end of the year, you're not stressed out, because at the end of the year, you need to start focusing on what you're gonna be doing next year. And that's another whole training, but setting your goals. You don't wanna wait till December to set your goals for the next year, okay? So front load your goals. Okay, and the last one is, because I'm in the business is gonna come to me naturally. I don't have to devote 3 hours each day to lead generate. Okay, I'm gonna read it again. This is another negative one. I want you to tell me how we could turn it into a positive one. Because I'm in the business will come to me naturally. I don't need to devote 3 hours each day to lead generate. Business is going to come to me naturally. I don't have to go out there looking for it. It's going to come to me naturally. I want you to do 2 things with that one. I want 1 or 2 of you to tell me what's wrong with that statement, and then either the same 1 or 2 or 1 or 2 other people to tell me how you can change that into a positive statement.
Well, the first one's false. It's not gonna come to you naturally. The more you absorb, the more experience you get, the better you're gonna be at it.
Right. Okay. He said it's not going to come to you naturally, and the more you absorb, the better you're going to be at it. Okay. Anybody else? So how can you change that into a positive statement? Because I'm in the business will come to me naturally. I don't need to devote 3 hours each day to lead generate. What can you tell yourself instead?
The more time I devote to lead generation, the more financial opportunity I have.
Exactly. Very good. Very good. I had 2 good ones. Anybody else? Okay. And like he said, business is not just going to naturally come to you. I mean, you may look up and get, because your mom knows you're in the business, or your best friend knows you're in the business, and so they may refer somebody to you. So you may attract a few leads like that, but you're not a magnet that's just gonna be attracting leads. If people don't know you're in the business, they're not going to come to you with their business. And I'm telling you, I don't know if you've experienced it, but it's a painful thing for your family member or your close friends to sell their house and not use you. Now and let me explain, let me clarify, because everybody knows more than 1 or 2 realtors. So you may not be the one they choose, but you still want to know that they know that you're in the business. You don't want to be the one they don't choose because you never told them. Does that make sense? I don't want for my sister to sell her house using another agent because I never told her that I was an agent. If she chooses someone else, I want it to be because she decided, well, I know 2 or 3 agents, I have to choose one. And maybe it's that she didn't choose me because she didn't want to keep it, because the family, she felt it's better to, if she pisses somebody off, it's somebody outside of the family, My next door neighbor and I are very good friends, and she recently sold her house, and she told me, she said, April, I don't want to use you because I don't want it to mess up our friendship. I can respect that, but I hate for her to say, girl, I didn't know you was an agent, I would have used you. That hurts. Okay. All right. I'm going to give you all a 10-minute break. We're going to go ahead and take a break right now. 10-minute break. You can use bathroom. You can sit here. You can browse through the rest of the chapter. We're getting ready to jump to chapter 2, to session 2. I'm gonna run through a few more things on this one, and then we're gonna run to session 2. And if you don't want to take the break, if you want to go to page 19, it's talking about your big why. On page 21, you're gonna start answering those questions. So if you want to go ahead and look at page 21, for those who have the book. For those of you who do not have the book, we're getting ready to talk about your big why. In about 10 minutes, you're gonna take a 10-minute break. We're gonna talk about your big why. Why is it that you chose real estate? Why is it that that you've set the goals that you've set for yourself? So you can prepare yourself for that. I will be right back. It's going good. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Yes, I am.
you know, my dad, he worked at Uncle a lot in Hampton.
Yeah,
You do?
I know him really well. Yes,
He was contracting for everybody.
yes. He went to First Serve. He does contract. What kind of work he does?
Everything.
Because
Yeah,
he
he
used
did-
to
he
do
did.
everything.
Yeah, he always told me, he said, "Oh, I'll build your dream house one day," but my husband already had a house, but yeah, he does everything.
You have to give me his contact information because I'm always looking for another general contractor.
Oh, I don't know.
And as a matter of fact, yeah, we may be able to get him circulated here in the office.
Yeah, he
For
did,
people to
he
use.
did a lot of work at Oakwood and I think Drake. I think he did a lab at Drake or something like that.
Mhm.
University.
Yeah, I'll have to get his information from you, his contact information from you. How I can see who's on. I wonder if I minimize this. 2 more minutes. Trying to see if there's a way I can see who's on here without stopping the screen share, because I don't know how to restart it. Oh. Good, good, good. Is that everybody? Okay, I'm gonna check if my Zoom people are back. Amanda, are you back?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you. Angela, are you back?
Yes.
Okay, who else? Ann Jimerson, are you back? Destin, are you back?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, I'm back.
Okay, great, great. And that lets me know that everybody can hear me too. Before we move forward, I'm going to ask Ann, Destin, and are those the only two? I think those are the only two that have not had a chance to introduce yourselves. If you would introduce yourselves, just let us know how long you've been in the business and a little bit about yourself. So Ann, if you will go first.
Okay, I'm Ann Jimerson, and I've been in the business since October of last year. And I work part-time as a substitute teacher. And I've been doing several Zoom trainings since then.
Okay, well, welcome. Thank you very much. Also, Ann, do you have the manual, the Ignite manual?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you. And then Destin, if you would introduce yourself, please.
Hello, I'm Destin Morton. I'm a brand new agent. So I just got my license like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm also in the National Guard, so I do that 1 weekend a month and about 2 weeks out of the year. And I have a little boy. I live in Gunnersville. I do not have the Ignite manual. Where do I get that?
You can get it from the office. You call the front desk and let Sarah know you need one, and I'll let her know too, but I think they have some for each of you. You just need to figure out a way to either come pick it up or have them get it to you somehow.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so now we're going to go into knowing your big why. This is key to setting your goals, just having that. Zoom people, I apologize. I don't want to stop sharing the screen because it takes too much for me to get back onto sharing the screen. So that's why you can't see it. Can you see me at all?
We can see the classroom.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yes,
great.
right.
Good, good. So then can you see what I'm holding up now?
Yes, but not very clear. Like it's
Okay.
far away.
Okay, okay. Well, this is my vision board. Okay, this is my vision board. This helped me. Some people do their why before they create their vision board. Some people create their vision board and then write their why out. This helped me to clarify my why because I just wanted to put what was important to me on my vision board. And then when I did that, it helped me to clarify what my why is. My grandchildren and my children are like my love, that they like are my heartbeat. And so my why is that I want to be able to leave behind to my children and my grandchildren. First of all, with Keller Williams, they're always going to have an income because, and I'm not going to go into it in detail, but I don't know if you know that if you inspire somebody else to join Keller Williams, then every time they have a transaction that closes, a percentage of that, you don't get a percentage of their commission, but you get a percentage of their gross. Okay, that transfers to your children if you should pass. So then they will continuously get that check. Okay, so to me, that's that, but it's not even just that. I'm building my real estate business I'm building my real estate business because I want my children and my grandchildren to see that if you set your mind to it, you can do whatever it is that you want. I'll be 60 in April. I just started this, like I said, 3.5 years ago. So they're seeing their grandmother and their mother at this age living her dream finally. I was married for 22 years, divorced, raised children on my own. After the divorce, I ended up having to raise them myself. And so it was a struggle. But now they're seeing that I had set my dreams aside, and now they're seeing me living my dream, and they're very supportive. So you have to, whatever it takes for you to set your goals and write out your why, whether you want to create a vision board, and I strongly encourage everybody to do a vision board, but if at minimum, you want to write out your goals, have it written out, put it somewhere that every morning you're reviewing it. Every morning I look at this, I review my goals, and I have an affirmation that I repeat every morning. That's how I start my day, and my devotion. That's how I start my day. So right now I want you to think about, what is it that stirs your soul? What is it that makes you want to do more? Why is it that your job at the hospital, or your car dealership, your job at Verizon, I forgot what you're doing something else too, or is this full time?
This full time.
Okay, so what is it about real estate? Why real estate? Why not something else? For you too, why not something else? What is it that is motivating you to do something different now? Everybody is new, and people on the Zoom, same thing for you. What is it that is motivating you to make this shift in your life at this time? Young or old, it doesn't matter. Why is it that you're doing this? Okay, I want you to really think about it. Why are you in real estate? Why real estate? Why not something else? What do you hope to achieve for yourself and your family? And we're on page 19 for those who have the book. We're on page 19. Those who don't, you can write, you can still write down your why. Answer your questions on a piece of paper. What do you hope to achieve for yourself and for your family? The answer to these questions are the basis for your big why, and they will fuel that big why. To achieve success, you need motivation and inspiration for doing it. That is your big why. What is it every morning that's going to get you out the bed and make you do what it is that you know you need to do? What is it that's going to motivate you to lead generate when you don't feel like it? What is it that can come back to you? And you don't need it just in your head, because when that moment comes and you don't feel like doing it, it may pop in your head and you're going to dismiss it and keep doing something else. But you need it visible. You need, like I said, a vision board. Even if it's just a picture of your family. If you have a picture of your family on your mantle, let that be your motivation. If that's what if your family is your motivation. But you need some visual something that you're going to lay your eyes on every morning that's going to motivate you to do what you know you need to do. Okay? Anyone can achieve the goals. No, I'm gonna let you all read this. Can somebody read? Somebody that's on Zoom that has the manual, can you read on page 19 where it says passion for your big why? Do I have a volunteer? Okay. Anybody?
I thought none of them had the manual.
Somebody did.
I don't have a manual.
Okay. Somebody in the room want to read for me?
Anyone can achieve the goals set in this course, but not everyone will. The journey requires discipline and a commitment to follow models, systems, and a schedule every day. It requires passion toward something bigger than the task at hand, your big why. First, have a big why built around your passion. Then follow the models you'll learn in this course. Keep doing it and you will achieve grand success.
Thank you very much. Anyone can do it, but not everybody will, because not everybody's going to be committed to it. So you have to determine, you ask yourself, how committed are you to really building a business that's going to fund the life that you want for you and your family? And again, only you can answer that. For some people, it's going to take maybe just an extra $50,000 a year, and that's okay. And for some, it's gonna take $200,000 a year, and that's okay. And then for some may wanna become a millionaire, and that's okay. All of that can be done if you're committed to it and you follow the path that has already been laid before you. You do not, and I'm gonna repeat that again, you do not have to reinvent the wheel. It's already been invented. All you have to do is just follow it. Okay? So, top agents can all articulate their big why, and they will be able to, and you'll be able to as well. A big why is what keeps them going when they get tired, bored, discouraged, disappointed. It's the spark that ignites their way every day. Your big why must be, okay, I'm gonna repeat this one. Your big why must be to have your financial success tied directly to your efforts instead of a salary controlled by the opinions of a boss. To have your financial success tied directly to your efforts instead of a salary controlled by the opinions of a boss. Your big why must be to build your own business. Your big why might be to achieve a bigger life through your business. I said must be, I'm saying it should be might be. Your big why, so it could be that you're just wanting to build your own business. It could be that you want to achieve a bigger life through your business. Or it could be that you want to have your financial success tied to your efforts and not the efforts of others. Okay? So I want you to close your eyes right now. I want everybody to just take a minute and close your eyes. And I want you to envision while I read. Your business is thriving and your life is everything that you've dreamed of. What does that look like to you? Your customers rave about the experience and the value that you provide, and they think of you when they have a real estate need. Again, I want you to envision while I'm reading these. Your family and your friends are so proud of your success and are consistently referring business your way. You are helping others live their dream of owning a home because you are focused on helping them get what they desire. You are building the foundation and the momentum for your entire career, and you're gaining relationships and experiences and the income that you desire. You are the top agent in your market center, or you're the rookie of the year if you're new. You're poised to hire a part-time assistant to handle your 80% while you continue to take care of the 20% that grows your business. Okay, you can open your eyes. Anybody want to share an experience, what you felt when I read any of those statements? Did it empower anybody? Was it just nothing? Did anybody get empowered, or anybody want to share how you felt during that reading?
It was confirmation to me. I had already visioned myself in that place, so it was very, much confirmation to me.
Okay. And that, visualization is also going to be another thing that gets you there. So again, that's what your vision board will help you with that. But sometimes you may just need to take a moment and just sit back and ask yourself, where do I see me and my family a year from now, 2 years from now? Do I want to be one of those agents who's on the beach in California while my team is still running my business for me? Or do I want to be the agent that runs my own business, a solo agent, and still be able to take those vacations because of the way you have your business running? Okay. So you want to be on the path to build a career that's worth having, a business worth owning, and a life worth living. Again, You want to build a career that is worth having, a business worth owning, and a life worth living. So now it's your turn, page 21, for those who have your book. I want you to take a minute. Did anybody do it during the break? On page 21, I want you to write your answer to these questions, and I'm gonna read them out loud for those who do not have the book. You can write them down for now. Okay, the first question is, what is or was your driving motivation, the why or goal for a career in real estate? Why did you choose real estate? What is your driving motivation for why you chose real estate? I want you to write that down. Write your answer down. Okay, the next question is, what will achieving your goal mean for you? If you don't know, just close your eyes and envision yourself achieving that goal. And what does that mean to you? What does that look like for you? What will achieving your goal mean for you? The next question is, in what ways will this change your life? In what ways will this change your life? Reaching that goal, how will that change your life? And then what doors will open for you? By reaching that goal, what doors will be open for you? Okay, now what I want you to do is look at the information that you just wrote down. And from those answers, I want you to write one statement. It could be 2 or 3 sentences. It could be short for now. If you want to do a longer, elaborate one later, you can do that. But right now, I want you to write one statement that summarizes your big why. And your big why is what you just wrote down. So if you pull that together, I want you to summarize your big why and write it out. Hi, Lee. Hello. Sorry I'm late. No, you're fine. Come on in. Okay, now For those of you who have written it down, I want you to take your cell phones and I want you to take a picture of that. Take a picture of your sentence that you just wrote, your statement that you just wrote. And if you so dare, you could go ahead and make that your new background on your phone, or just know that it's in your phone so that you can just periodically just read it while you're out and about and you're getting discouraged or you're losing focus. Open it up and read it. Have it at your fingertips at all times. Mine is the background on my phone right now. If it gets to where it's hard for you all to hear me on the Zoom, then if you'll just unmute yourselves and let me know, that would work. Okay, now I want you to write your answer to these next questions. What is it that could get in the way of achieving your big why? What do you see could be a hindrance or a block to get you reaching your big why? We're on page 22 in this first session. So we just talked about our big why. They answered the questions as to what is their goal? What is the reason that you're doing this? And now we're talking about what is it that could get in the way of you achieving your big why? And then what can you do to prevent that from stopping you? What can you do to prevent that one thing from stopping you? I shared with you all earlier about my grandchildren. Anytime my daughter calls for me to do something with my grandchildren, I drop everything to run and be there for my grandchildren. And I just had to put a stop to that. I had to put a stop to that. So she now knows that if it's urgent, she can call me. But if it's not urgent, then she'll have to wait until I've finished my time that I blocked out for my business. Matter of fact, she called me 7:30 this morning. Mom, can you take me? I got to drop my car off. No, sorry, can't do it. And that used to crush me to tell her no. Oh my goodness. And your big why, again, can be anything that's important to you. It can be something as big as helping to fund a way to cure cancer or AIDS, or it could be something which some people would call selfish, as owning my own vacation home, in Bermuda or something. And then to me, that's not selfish. We all need, we all need our downtime and we all need our fun time. But your big why can be anything from global to national to local to personal. It's your big why. Okay. Now, is there anybody that's willing to share your why or share your answers to what can get in the way and what you can do to prevent it? Anybody want to share? Amanda, Angela, Ann, or Destin, you're welcome to share as well.
My big why is just for my family and making sure that we have a comfortable life and not have to worry about bills.
Awesome. And you feel that that's big enough to push you every morning to do what you need to do?
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Amanda. And what about, what do you see getting in the way of that? Do you want to share that and what you can do to prevent that?
Getting in the way of it is probably just not making time to do the things I need to do, such as lead generation and just planning out what I want.
You said not spending time. So what can you do to prevent not spending time
from keeping you to reach your goals?
I can, well, making sure to block off time specifically for working on the things that I need to work on. And I mean, it's a job, so I need to make sure that I am putting the time into it and making it work. If not, then it's not really worth my time if I'm not going to put my all into it.
Very good. Thank you for sharing, Amanda. Anybody else in the room or on Zoom want to share? One more.
I just put to be financially stable, and if something happens to my significant other, being able to pay our bills, not having to rely on just him, being able to, if he gets hurt at work or something like that, that I can pay for the things that we have now.
So being financially stable, your definition of being financially stable, you're saying is that you want to be able to have the bills paid comfortably, even if something happens to your significant other, to be able to maintain the bills. Okay.
Live the lifestyle we live now.
Right. So you
Hospital
want
job don't really pay.
so you want to maintain the lifestyle you have now, or you want?
Well, we want more things, like we want toys, a razor, stuff like that to go play around on, but right now I can't help out as much because I don't make as much at the hospital like he makes in the National Guard and working at the prison. He doubles what I bring home.
Okay, thank you. So, and I want to piggyback on what you're saying, because when you all are talking about your why, when you're writing out your why, don't write it for where you are now. Don't write it for the life that you're living now. Write it for the life that you want, because that's what's going to motivate you, because what you're doing now is maintaining what you're doing now. So then you have that's not going to be enough to push you to do more. So what is that? Once you get to the point where you're able to maintain the lifestyle that you all are living now, and this is for everybody. So I'm talking to everybody. Once you make enough in real estate to be comfortable with the lifestyle that you're living now, because maybe I know at Oakwood I was living paycheck to paycheck. So my first year in real estate, I got to where I was able to maintain the life that I had when I was working at Oakwood. And I was okay, and I got comfortable with that. But it wasn't until somebody told me, no, your why has to be bigger than what you're doing now. Your why needs to be something that's going to push you beyond where you are now. You know, what is it that, unless that's what you want. You know, you may be living the life that you want, and that's okay. But if this is not the life, I know the home that I'm in now is not the home that I want to die in. So now what is it that I'm going to do to be able to afford to do more? So your big why needs to be big. We want it to be as big as you can dream, whatever your dreams are. Okay.
Well, that made me fit. My big why is the big why.
Okay, sure.
I just, since I'm 22, by 30, the goal is to have, be debt free from our business, be established with every single thing that we want there. By 40, I hope to be retired.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that, because the goal for me is to work smarter, not harder. So the car lot, we hope to have somebody else running it and not us running it. And we can just generate income and relax. So that would be the same thing that I would apply to real estate. Hopefully I would have my own group one day and just have other people working for me, generating money. But I would have big why.
and you should. And what is your name again? I'm sorry. Tori, you're Kimberly.
Yes.
Because I started to call you Kimberly and I said, no, I don't think that's her. Okay, Tori. And I hope you don't mind me using you as an example, but Tori is, the why that you just shared is a good why. So don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing what she said, because that is a goal, because that's not where you're at right now, I'm just saying, and you want that goal. Okay, but then Tori's going to reach what we talked about earlier, and that is that ceiling. So is there something beyond that ceiling that Tori wants? You don't have to answer. I'm just saying for you to think about that. Is there something, once Tori gets her household to where she wants it, where they're comfortable with their bills and stuff, like you talked about toys. There's some, and I know there weren't no trucks, and you're talking about toys. So that's part of your bigger why. So once you reach that ceiling, then Tori's going to need enough motivation to break that ceiling, so now they can go and buy their big toys. And then, I don't know if it was a boat or what, because you named something, but I
No,
don't.
he wants a lot of things.
Every
Every day.
But I'm sure that those things, those big toys, you're not going to just sit parked in your yard. So now you have to have the money to go out and enjoy using those toys. You see what I'm saying? So now your why is getting bigger and bigger. So I want you to continue to think beyond what you're going to do once you can live comfortably. Now, what are we gonna do to be able to buy those toys? Okay, now what are we gonna be able to do to be able to use those toys? Okay, so that's the mindset I want you to continue to think on, okay? Thank you. Anybody else want to share?
I also think the higher you set your goals, the harder it probably will make you work also.
Yeah, very good. These are the higher you set your goals, the harder it's going to make you work. And do not get discouraged when you don't reach your goals. Don't let that be a deterrent and say, oh, my goals are too high. Just ask yourself, oh man, what do I need to do? Like we talked about earlier, what do I need to readjust in my life to help me to get towards my goals? Because what I'm doing now is not working. So what do I need to change? Don't change the goal, change what you're doing. Okay, change what you're doing. Now, if you're going from making $19,000 a year and your goal for the end of this year is to produce $1 million, that's a huge goal. It's not impossible, but it's huge, but you would have to be committed. So if that's your goal, then ask yourself, okay, why am I setting this goal for myself this year? Okay, then what do I need to do to reach it? Okay, then again, at the end of the first quarter, have I done what I needed to do? Yes. Have I reached it? No. Okay, then I need to reevaluate what's going on. What do I need to adjust? Okay. So it's a process. It's a process, and I know it's a lot of information, but we're going to get through this together. Okay. On page 25, you're going to see it says how many transactions to reach your monetary goals. I'm not going to get into that because again, our time is limited. That is something that you're going to go over with either Lisa, Chandra, or Gina. I'm not sure who's doing that, but that's something that they'll go over with you to find out what is your monetary goals or what number of transactions, how many families do you want to help this year, and how you can break that down to know what you need to be doing every month. And you can break that down into what you need to be doing every week, which will help you to reach your goals. Okay. This is the book I was talking about, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Okay. Lisa says she thought everybody should have a copy. If you don't, please, again, make sure you talk to Sarah and they'll let you know what they can do to get you a copy, get a copy to you. Okay, but this book has, it has how to set your goals, how to reach step by step of what you can do to reach your goals. And when I say step by step, it's not telling you go knock on 5 doors, go knock. It's telling you, here goes your budget model. It's just telling you, you know, you need to, again, it's going to break down on page 25. It's going to break down how many transactions you need a month in order to reach your goal for the year. Okay, well then what do you need to, how many transactions do you need a week to reach your monthly goal? Or how many listings or how many appointments do you need to make in order to reach that goal? They break it down that much for you. How many appointments are you going to need in order to reach that goal? How many people do you need to contact in order to get that many appointments? Because everybody that you ask for an appointment is not going to say yes. So you may have to add, you may get 1 yes for every 3 no's. So now how many people do you need to talk to? So it breaks it down that much for you. Okay. Okay, skill number 2, page 27, commitment to daily lead generation. If you run a factory, you would know how long it takes to make a widget, right? So that's what we need to know for our business. Okay, if you run a factory, you know how long it takes to make a widget. And how long does it take for you to lead generate? How long is it going to take you to get to 1 yes? Again, that's how it breaks it down, because then once you know how long it takes you to get to 1 yes, then you know how much time you need to spend in lead generating every day in order to reach your goals. Okay, so you need the answers to all of that. For every day that you do not lead generate, 90 days later, you can expect no money. You don't want this to happen. What the activities that you do today are going to generate your business 90 days from now. because it takes about 30 days to get the contract. It's gonna take another 30 days, 2 to 4 weeks for you to get under contract and then another 30 days to close. So you're looking at a 90-day average before you have a closing from today's activities. Okay, so you want to start now. Okay, let's go over to page, I'm not gonna go to page 29. Page 31, 4 powerful habits. The success of your business depends on you having productive business building habits performed every day. It is essential that you get into these habits right away, especially the following 4 powerful habits. These 4 things all successful real estate agents do every day throughout their careers. Majority of you all have just gotten your license, so this is the best way for you to get started. Don't form bad habits and then have to break them. This is your opportunity to form some good habits from the jump street. The 4 habits, who would like to read number 1 for me? On page 31.
Grow and manage your database.
And then what's the activity next to that?
Add 2 new contacts into your contact database every day.
Okay, so we're talking about growing and managing your database. You're gonna add 10 new contacts to your database every day. We'll get into how you can do that. But that's your goal, 10 new contacts. And during the Ignite for the rest of this week, that's what I want you to try to focus on, is getting 10 new contacts into your database. Have any of you started a database? Has everybody started a database? Okay.
Are you talking about like our connect thing where we,
Command.
where we, yeah, the command, where we're adding the contacts? Yeah.
Okay. Everybody on Zoom, I want you to be doing the same thing. I want you to start adding at least 10 people to your database. If your database is just an Excel spreadsheet right now, then add them to your Excel spreadsheet. But starting today, so when we meet again on Thursday, you should have at least 30 new names in your database, even if it's just pen and paper. I just want to see that you have 10 new names, 30 new names by Thursday added to your database. Okay? Okay. And we'll talk about some ways to doing that. Okay, who wants to read number 2?
Prospect, speak with 10 people in your database every day.
Okay, prospecting, speaking to at least 10 people in your database every day. So once you've built your database, you need to be reaching out to your database on a daily basis. So right now, 10 people a day is going to be good because you don't have a 1,700 database built yet. Okay, who wants to read number 3 for me?
Follow up. Write 10 notes to people you know or have recently connected with every day.
Okay, follow up. That's very key. Lead generate and then lead follow up. Follow up. Write 10 notes to people you know or have recently connected with every day. Okay, and then number 4, somebody.
Know your market. Preview 10 homes for sale every day and visit 10 in person every week.
Okay, so preview 10 homes for sale every day and visit 10 people in person every week. And we talked about that. I told you once you get access to homes, the vacant homes, go and take a tour of them, get familiar with what's in the market. Also go into the MLS and just look to see what's available, what's out there in the various price points. You want to know what's out there in the market, so when people start asking you questions, you can kind of already be familiar with the market. I don't know if some of you are from Gunnersville. I don't know if that's the market you're going to be focusing on mainly, but you want to know your market, okay? So you need to do that. Because of the pandemic, it's not as easy getting into homes just to tour them for the fun of it. Go to open houses. You're allowed to go to open houses. Go to open houses and let the agent that's there know that you're a newer agent and you're just trying to get familiar with oh Lord, you're just trying to get familiar with the products that are out there. Okay. So we will. Okay, so we're gonna skip on over to skill number 3 on page 35, skill number 3. And what's your assignment for this week? 10 people into your database per day. And it can be just go through your phone and get 10 names of 10 people that you have not put into your database yet. You know, if that's the way you do it, if you have a church directory or you have business cards laying around your house of other plumbers and put them in your database. Everybody goes into your database, okay? Skill number 3, use influencing sales language, such as, did you find everything you were looking for? Go ahead, look around and please let me know if I can help you. Or, I see you admiring that large screen TV. Are you looking to have one in your home for the big game this weekend? Okay, so you want to start using influencing sales language. Does anybody think of any other phrases that, you know, like when you go into a store or a restaurant or something? What are some of the things that you hear?
I always find if you ask a person what they're really looking for, or tell me something about what you're looking at, they'll tell you a lot of information real fast.
Yeah.
You'll be overwhelmed. It's nice.
Yeah. So you tell me what you're looking for. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? You know, when you start working open houses, and I would strongly encourage you all, as soon as there's a class that you have to take. Once you take that class, I strongly encourage you to shadow other agents on open houses if you've not done one before. If you've done them before and you want to, you know, you feel uncomfortable, you know, they'll let you know. But going to open houses, when you're at an open house and people walk in, they're looking around, you be like, so what brought you in today? You know, what brought you in? What brought you by this open house today? Or is this the type of house that you're in the market for? You know, those are the type of things that you want to be asking. So you want to have some questions in your head. And again, you're going to learn there's an open house training that you're going to go through. But these are just some of the things that are going to help you be prepared for being out there on your own. And again, we're not looking for perfection. You're looking for what? Professionalism, right? You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be perfect. You just want to be professional. Okay, so that's all that people are looking for. They're not expecting anything else from you. Okay, recognize any of those phrases. Did you find everything you were looking for? Go ahead and look around. Let me know if I can help you. I see you admiring that large screen TV. Are you looking to have one in your home for the game this weekend? All of these are familiar phrases we've all heard before. Since you are now in a sales industry, your success is dependent on your use of real estate sales language. Since we are first in the business of lead generation, what is our number 1 priority? Lead generation. What is our number 1 priority?
Lead generation.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What is our number 1 priority?
Lead generation.
Lead generation. On Zoom, yep, unmute yourselves because I need to hear you all say it. What's our number 1 priority?
Lead generation.
Thank you.
Lead generation.
Yes. So that's our number 1 priority. What are we really saying about our job? On page 35, I want you to fill in the blanks. The first blank is talking to people. Page 35, right in the middle of the page. Talking to people about their real estate needs and the needs of people they know is my job. So talking to people about their real estate needs and the needs of people they know. That's your job. Talking to people about their real estate needs and the needs of people they know. There are 2 ways of doing this. You could do it like an entrepreneurial and just chat up whoever happens to cross your path. And if real estate happens to come up, then oh, great, then you can talk about it. Or you can be purposeful. You know exactly who you want to talk to. You block time to communicate with them and be prepared to have great conversations that lead to you providing value in exchange for them helping you grow your business. And we'll talk about ways of doing it. So do you want to be entrepreneurial and just happen to stumble across it? Or do you want to be purposeful and that's where you're building your business? Okay, I'm getting ready to play a video. And then I think I'll unshare the screen for a minute. You're going to hear a lot in real estate, period, really, about scripts. Scripts are written to give you an idea as to what to say. You learn them. I encourage you. I used to be turned off with scripts. I used to be like, oh, that's not me. I don't want to say it like that. But what I found is that if I learn the script, when I'm sitting in front of a buyer or seller, it comes to me. So I'm not regurgitating it exactly the way I learned it, but the information is in your head, so you know what to say and when to say it, and you're comfortable with it because you've already learned it. Okay, so script practicing and role playing to me is very, very, very critical. Okay, so we're going to.
Hi, I'm Jeff Glover, and I'm going to tell you the top 5 things that you need to know about using scripts. Step 1, you're going to need to get your scripts from a top agent at the office, your team leader, a MAPS coach, or of course, Keller Williams University. Step 2, we're going to need to do a total transformation of instead of talking and telling, of asking questions. Selling isn't telling, selling is asking a series of questions that leads to desired response. So instead of talking so much, we need to get in the habit of asking questions. And asking questions gives us control of the conversation. Control of the conversation gives us our ultimate outcome, which is an appointment set or closing. Step 3, we need to listen with good intentions. Well, what I mean by that is we need to listen to their answers instead of just listening to them talk and asking another question that comes to mind. For example, instead of asking a seller where they're moving to and then going on to the next question, how soon would you like to be there? Ask them, where are you moving to? And when they give you a response, ask them, what takes you there? Step 4 in becoming better at scripts is we need to learn to mimic, mirror, and match the prospect. What I mean by that is we have to listen to their tone of voice. We have to speed up or slow down based on how fast the prospect is talking. That means when they respond and say, we're moving to Toledo. Oh, Toledo, that's exciting. What takes you there? 93% of communication is body language and tonality. And that means only 7% are the words that we say or the questions that we ask. Step 5, we need to take these 5 points and practice them daily. If you think of NFL teams, they practice 50, 60 hours on the practice field for a 1-hour game. Our game is our presentations and our appointments, and we need to practice daily everything that we've learned every single day before we meet with our clients. When it comes to scripts, my biggest aha is that everybody has their own scripts. We're pre-programmed to have scripts, and we're talking and asking questions that are scripted. However, what we found is that most of our own scripts are no good. And so we have to learn the right scripts, the right questions to maintain control of the conversation. Thanks for watching KW Connect. Make it a great day.
All right. Anybody have any comments or thoughts on that? Okay, so scripts, everybody speaks with scripts. We use scripts all the time. You know, in the morning, if you have children in the morning, hey, it's time for you to get up. You know, that is what you do every morning. That's a script, you know. Time for dinner, dinner's ready, you know. How about, hi babe, can you take the trash out for me? You know, we use scripts all the time. But when we hear that it's a script, all of a sudden we kind of freeze up and tense up. But scripting is going to be key to what you do because you don't want to get in front of a seller or a buyer and then freeze up and not know what to say. And again, asking questions is the best way to open up a conversation than talking to people, because then you're telling them about you and what you can do and what you have and what you're offering, but you're not asking questions. So you're not learning about them. And the best way to build a relationship is to get to know somebody. Okay, when you make people comfortable talking to you, they're going to be comfortable calling you when they have a real estate need. Okay, so, so the challenge with learning scripts is that it requires us to change some of our beliefs, our actions, and most significantly, our words. We have to remember that growth comes from challenge. We're growing from an entrepreneur to a purposeful real estate agent. We have to change what we say and what we do in order to change the results that we get. We have to change that. You know, I think I want you to write that down. I want you to write that down. We have to change what we say and what we do in order to change the results we get. You can simplify it by saying, change what you say and do to change what you get. But we have to change what we say and what we do in order to change the results that we get. Again, we have to change what we say and what we do in order to change the results that we get. And if somebody would read them under number 1 for me. Anybody? Okay. On page 36.
You know what's part in the gray box?
Underneath the gray box.
Have you ever listened to someone talk for a period of time and realized afterwards that you have no idea what they're saying? It happens more than we might care to admit. Moreover, and how often do we think we're being clear in our communications only to find that the other person didn't get it?
Have you ever had that? You sitting there listening to somebody when they finish, like, I don't know what they just was talking about. Everybody's chuckling. That means we've all experienced it. I have no clue what they were talking about. So then, and then how do you respond? Like, oh, mercy. Somebody else want to pick up on the next paragraph?
Communication isn't about what you think you're saying. It's about what they actually hear. Scripts allow you to have a rehearsed response that delivers a powerful message in a way that they will best understand, or ask a powerful question in a way that they will be able to quickly share the information you need to be better served them.
Thank you. That first sentence, communication isn't about what you think you're saying. It's about what they actually hear. I have a friend that when our communication, I told him, I said, our communication sucks. Because I know I will say something, and a few minutes later, he'll be like, that's not what you said. I was like, I know that's what I said, but that's not what he heard. You know, and we have to be very careful, because then now it's like, so sometimes I'm thinking, okay, so now when he talks to me, I'm trying to regurgitate back to him. So what you're saying and what you're asking me to do is so to make sure that I clearly understood what he said, because I do the same thing with him. I said, that's not what I thought you said. You know, so communication then is a two-way street. When you're saying something to somebody, sometimes maybe it's best, yes, did you understand what I'm asking? Or did you understand what I said? Or, you know, find some way to make sure that they heard what you were trying to say. Okay, words can be misconstrued, and so especially if it's via text or email. So, okay, so I like that first sentence. Communication isn't about what you think you're saying, but it's actually about what they hear. Scripts are one way to move from entrepreneurial to purposeful. All top agents use scripts and they practice them daily. We're going to skip on over. Okay, we're going to go to page 41 where it says, your turn, get comfortable with scripts. I want you to look at the scripts that are on the next page. Actually, page 43 and 44 has several scripts. We're not going to take a long time doing this, but I want everybody to find a script that kind of pertains to you, whether you're new in real estate, whether you're new to Keller Williams, whether you just want to remind people that you're in real estate or whether you're new to the area. Pick one of those scripts and just kind of read through it real quick. Then one or two of you, I want you to, we're going to do out loud. I'm sorry, those who don't have a book, we're just doing a script, they're reading scripts that are in the manual. And then I'm have one or two of them read one of the scripts that they did. So you'll be able to hear them. Okay, I know there wasn't much time, but does anybody want to read the one that they found fitting to your situation? Most of you probably more of the new to real estate script. Does anybody want to read that one for me? Okay, go ahead, Kimberly.
Hello, this is Kimberly Clark. Do you have a moment? I'd like to share the exciting news that I've become a real estate agent with Keller Williams Realty. With this new partnership, I have all their knowledge working for me. Plus, my clients get all my enthusiasm and hard work. I thought about sharing this with you because I need to be someone to help me grow my business.
Okay, so does that sound hard to you? Does that sound like something you could?
I would just say it in my own way.
Yeah. Okay, and that's good. So she said she would say it in her own way. The purpose of the script is to learn to be comfortable saying it your own way. So you want to learn the script, you want to memorize the script, you want to internalize it, and you can review that on page 39, and 40. We'll give you some steps on how to learn the script, how to memorize it. You do want to learn the script word for word, because when you're in front of the person or when you're talking to them over the phone, you're not going to say it word for word, but the key words will pop into your head. Okay, and you'll say it in your own words. What I normally do is I learn the script and then I write out my own script. Okay, because you want, and that helps me to memorize by reading, memorizing, writing, and then practicing. You want to get a partner. I would say if you don't have a script partner, use your mirror, stand in front of your mirror 15 minutes a day and go over your script, read it, so you memorize it, and then stand in front of your mirror and say it every day without reading it. But I strongly encourage you to get a script partner that you can practice with over the phone or face-to-face, however you all are comfortable doing it. Okay, so that's all we're gonna do with the scripting. See, in this class, really, we would actually take about 20 minutes to make phone calls, but we're not gonna do that because we don't have the time. Skill number 4 on page 47, be accountable to your big why and your monetary goals. We wrote out a brief, just a small snippet of your big why, but I want you all to take some time over the next couple of days and really think about your big why. Is it big enough for you? Is it big enough to motivate you and push you to do what you need to do? Okay, your big why. And then accountability feedback loop. Earlier in the 6 personal perspectives that we talked about earlier, we learned that accountability is a tool for continually changing the results in your life in those areas that matter most, your 20%. You also have the career growth initiative and 4 conversations to assist you with accountability, and that's something that you'll learn through some of your other trainings. Goal achievement is a direct result of accountability. To support your goal setting, we recommend that you, 1, follow an action plan. During this course, you will have an action plan that outlines the specific actions that you will take to achieve your goals. You will also create a calendar that helps you time block the specific activities that you will do to achieve your goals. Number 2, work with your market center leadership to help you measure, evaluate, and make adjustments to your action plan. Okay, so you're gonna develop a prioritized plan of action, and that's on page 47 and 48. And you're going to prioritize your activities, which is on page 50. I am going to ask you to please take some time, and I know I've asked you to do quite a few things, but if you would take some time and go through pages 47 through 53. No, 47 through 52. 47 through 52. So those of you who don't have the book, if you can try to get it as quickly as possible. But I'm asking everyone to go through pages 47 through 52, because this is going to help you with your action plan. This is going to help you with your time blocking. This is going to be crucial in the growth of your business. Okay? So let's go to session 2, building your business. Well, let's take a break. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a 5-minute break. We're not gonna take 10. We'll take a 5-minute break, stretch your legs, use the bathroom, whatever you need to do, 5 minutes. And we're gonna go into session 2. Okay. Okay, session number 2, building your business. We only have 1 hour, so we're gonna whiz through this. Building your business. Okay, at the end of every session, we're gonna do a get your head in the game activity. So at the end of our last session, no, you did not. We did commit to adding 10 people to your database a day. Okay, and then you're gonna do it as far as you possibly can. And I know some of you have jobs, so it may not be feasible, but those who can, and as far as you can, pages 47 through 52 in the first session. Okay. Okay, if you use email, you undoubtedly are inundated with notices from companies whose websites you visited or ordered from, aren't you? As soon as you click on their website, you start getting emails. And now I notice Facebook, all of a sudden they start popping up ads on your Facebook page immediately. When you buy groceries with a membership card, or you shop at Target with their branded credit card, Do those same companies give you coupons or send you messages about upcoming specials? Target, you shop at Target and you use their credit card, do you automatically start receiving specials and coupons and in the mail and your email or whatever, okay? Why do you think that these companies do this? What are some reasons you think that they do this? Why do you all think that companies start targeting you once you start shopping in their stores? You start automatically getting the emails you didn't sign up for. Exactly, making sure that you remember their names for repeat business. Okay, they want you to keep their brand top of mind. Okay, so we need to be doing the same thing. As real estate agents, you need to be keeping your name top of mind. Now, does that mean that you're constantly beating people over the head? Hey, I'm a real estate agent. No. But if you introduced yourself and allowed yourself to be known as a real estate agent, now when you reach out to people, they're not, if you're beating them over the head, then they're going to be like, oh boy, here comes Tori again. She gonna talk to us about real estate, y'all. But if you're building relationship or if there's people that you already know, you don't have to constantly be reminding them. But if you hear a conversation come up, well, hey, I can help you with that. Somebody may be like, I wonder how much they're asking for that house down the street that's for sale. Then you'd be like, oh, you know what? If you really want to know, I can look it up for you and let you know. You're reminding them, because if they had remembered you were an agent, they would say, Tori, can you find out how much that house is for me? But if they just hold a general conversation and haven't directed it towards you, it could be that they forgot you're in the business. So, hey, I can look that up for you if you're really curious.
That's kind of what happened when I showed the house the other day.
Oh, really?
Friends. Yeah, because they kept telling me how excited they were that I was getting into it and they hoped I had a lot of success. Then we're at a birthday party and they're like, we really just want to look at this house, but the buyer's agent for that house can't come to town to show it to us today because she's meeting somebody else. Y'all would let me know, and I could have already had all this set up, and then we were time crunching, trying to get the lock key for it.
Yep, so that's, do you want to keep your ears open for anything? I found that when this pandemic first hit, one of the things that they told us to start doing was just calling people and saying, hey, how's everything? Are you and your family okay? Do you need anything? I could do a drop groceries off on your porch for you if you want me to. And I did that, and then what are people going to automatically say when I call them and I say, hey, how's everything going? How are you doing? What are they going to do?
I think you want to ask for real estate sale.
Well, if I'm the badgering kind, but if not, though, what do most people do when you call?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, when you call somebody, you ask them, how are they doing? And then in return, what do they ask you?
How are you doing? How
are you doing? How are things going for you? Well, I'm glad you asked, and then you just kind of let them know, and most people I found, the ones, because again, I try to make people know that I'm in the business without badgering them, so when I call them, they were like, hey, girl, how is the real estate market going? As a matter of fact, I've had people reach out to me that I hadn't even called. April, how's the real estate market doing in this industry, with all this pandemic going on? Great way for me to hold a conversation. Let's talk. My favorite topic. I'd love to talk to you about that, So has anybody else experienced that? Anybody that's been licensed for a while?
I found you wearing your name tag draws a lot of attention. It may not necessarily turn into business, but at least you make that network.
It does. It does. I had my name badge on yesterday. I should have it on now. I apologize. I had it on yesterday and I went into Publix and the lady, she called me by name. She said, hi, April. And I looked up and she said, you got your name badge on. I said, oh, I forgot, but she noticed my name badge, I mean, it may not bring me any business from her, but if I'm in there often enough and I have it on often enough, eventually somebody might ask her a real estate question about, there's a lady that comes to Publix all the time with her badge on. Let me ask her. You never know. You never know. Thank you.
And I do the same thing, especially you walk into places like Walmart or Sam's and they're trying to sell you something. I know I don't need this, but I'm in the real estate business. I'm a car.
I love that. And what is that he just did? What was that word that I said everybody's scared of scripts? That's his script. I like that. That's his script. So those who didn't hear, he said that when he's in Walmart or something and people walk up to him and they ask him if he wants something, he says no, and then he hands them a business card, but I'm a real estate agent, here's my card. So he's letting people know, strangers. I know I kind of summarized it, I paraphrased it, but pretty much so. That's a good thing. That's a good idea, okay? Okay, and remember that your database is your business, and that's why I want you to be growing your database, 10 names, at least 10 names a day. Once you run out of your, what we call sphere of influence, the people that you know, then that's when you're gonna have to start finding creative ways to add those names to your database. You go to your doctor's office, you know, when you're at the doctor, again, because right now we're limited with how much we can get out and socialize. But even in walking in Home Depot is a great place because people are doing what? They're working on houses. Some of them are trying to fix up their houses to get them ready to sell, you know? So you could be looking at something and somebody else is looking at something next to you, like, oh, I see you're getting ready to have to fix your garage door too, huh? Well, no, I'm getting ready to repair my garage because we're trying to sell our house. Oh, bingo. Oh, really? And don't say, oh, really? I'm a real estate agent. I can sell it for you. No, the whole conversation. Oh, really? Why are you, what's motivating you to sell your house? Hold a conversation if they're willing to. And then say, well, listen, I'm a real estate agent. If you don't already have one, I'd be happy to talk to you. Okay? So Home Depot, Lowe's, those are good places. Good places. You don't have to be shopping for real, huh?
You gotta stop the house.
And you don't have to be in there shopping for real, but just walk down the aisle. Did you know, somebody maybe, you never know. But, and once they share their name and number with you, whether they give you the email address or they give you a business card or whatever, that person gets added to your database. Okay, that's how you're growing your database. Page 21 in session 2. At the very top, it says, when you have names in your database, you have people to generate leads from. Without names in your database, you don't have leads. Without leads, you don't have a business. Without names in your database, you don't have leads. Without leads, you do not have a business. Okay, we're skimming through this. I'm just trying to, because we're down to 45 minutes. Okay, let's go on to session 3. Session 2 is, okay, here, find your business. This is what I want us to get to. Find your business. Okay, we're going to talk about the 4 C's of prospecting on page 16 in session 3. The 4 C's of prospecting. We're going to capture, connect, cultivate, and then close. Or you're going to capture, connect, and close. Page 16 in session 3. Okay. If somebody would read on page 17 under capture, what capture means?
The goal of building a database is to capture as many haven't meets as possible and turn them into meets quickly, and then turn meets into repeat and referral business. One of the best ways to do this is to leverage your meets through prospecting. Okay, so the haven't met are people that you haven't met, the people that you bump into in Walmart or Lowe's, Home Depot or Lowe's. Those are people that you haven't met. Your Mets, when they refer to Mets, they're referring to people that you know, people that you've met, okay? So it said that the goal of building a database is to capture as many haven't Mets and turn them into Mets real quickly. Okay, and the way that you do that is you're going to capture by meeting them, then you're going to connect with them, and then you're going to cultivate the relationship and eventually close on a deal, either with them or with somebody they refer to you.
Okay. So that's your capture. So page 18 under connect, if somebody would read for me. Successful real estate agents understand how important it is to connect with people and refine this skill by doing it often and consistently. Your goal in the connect step is to approach an individual in a way that builds rapport and trust. One of the best ways is with questions. Just like I said, you're in Lowe's and you see somebody on the aisle, you're not just gonna go up to them and say, hey, I'm getting ready to fix my garage. No, you're gonna start with a question. Hey, I see you gotta fix your garage too, or, something along those lines, but you're gonna start with a question. It kind of draws them in. When you let people know you're interested in what they're doing or interested in what's going on in their life, they're more open to talk to you. So then you're going to look for opportunities to be of service to them. When you use your scripts and uncover a real estate need, dig deeper for more information that will help you to close the deal. Okay? Connecting questions. Somebody want to read that first one? Get details.
If you would please, tell me a little bit about your family or job or life, etc.
Okay. So the first thing is to get details to add to your database. You're asking them to tell you a little bit about their family or their job or their life or something, but you're asking them to give you some information. The next one.
Access your wants, needs, and plans. What are you looking for? What do you want to do?
Okay, so now you want to dig a little deeper. You're asking them, what is it that you're looking for? You're in Lowe's and maybe they're looking around and maybe you can help them find what they're looking for. But anyway, but you're asking, what are you looking for? What do you want to do? Okay, that's the what. Where? Who wants to read the next one for me?
Where would you like to buy? Where is your home located?
Okay, so if it's a buyer, then you're asking, well, what area are you looking to buy? What area? If it's a seller, then where's your home located? What area is your home located in? Okay, and then you're going to determine their motivation. What's the next question?
Why are you moving?
Why are you moving? Okay, some people are moving because the job is relocating them. They're moving out of state. Some people may just be upgrading or downsizing, especially with people, they're working from home, the kids are in school at home and they're busting at the seams. And so they may want a bigger house. They may be looking for a bigger house where they can have a home office for peace and quiet, So why are you moving? And then what about the when? And
when would you like to do this?
Right, now, okay, now I know why you're moving. When do you want to do this? How soon do you want to move? Okay, and then the last question.
How do you plan to do this?
Right, what are their expectations? How do they plan to do it? Do I need to sell this house first before I buy my next one? Or do I need to wait for my lease to be up before I can do, what contingencies? How do they need to do it? What's their plan? What is their plan? You want to find out what their plan is before you go in with your own plan. Okay. Okay, and then 3 is you want to close the deal. Closing is the process of asking for business. Connecting is crucial, but unless you get their business, you won't be making any money. So connecting with people is critical because you can't ask them for business until you've connected with them. But if you connect with people and you connect with people and you connect with people and you never ask for the business, you're still not going to have any business. Okay. So you want to connect. Many agents are very successful at connecting with people, but it's the asking for business that seems to be so challenging. Okay. Your goal for your call is to close for at least one of the following. You either want an appointment with them, a referral from them, or a reciprocal connection with them. So you want some type of a connection that y'all can reciprocate, whether it be, let's say you could be building your vendor list. So you need lenders, you need home inspectors, you need appraisers in your belt, you need general contractors, plumbers, electricians. So even when you're, again, Home Depot, or Lowe's or whatever, you may run into some people who are electricians. Y'all could exchange business cards. That's still growing your database. Now you have an electrician, so when you have a seller that needs to sell, but they have some electrical work they want to get done, you have a referral for them. Because you'd be surprised, a lot of these people, they do not want to take the time of calling around and getting quotes and estimates, and sometimes it's necessary for something to look, I have somebody's licensed and insured, always licensed and insured, that can come out and look at it for you. I can have my guy come out and look at it for you, and then if you want to use him, you can. If not, you can, find someone that you're more comfortable with. But having referrals makes you the go-to person. Because even if they don't use it, they say, oh, you know what? Tori gave me her business card and told me she knows an electrician. We can give her a call and see if she has, because my mother may need it. I may not need it, but maybe I know somebody else who does. So now you get referrals, so that you're still growing your database, okay? Your sphere of influence. Your sphere of influence. What do you think is one of the quickest and easiest ways for you to let your sphere of influence know you're in the business?
Well, like my mother-in-law knows that I'm in there, and she's already texted me, can you sell a house yet? Because I know somebody that needs an agent. I'm like, I don't know, they haven't gave me the okay yet.
Are you licensed?
I mean, I passed my test and,
Lisa has your license?
Yes, and I just paid for all my dues to the MLS.
You may be able to do a referral.
So,
I would ask Lisa, if somebody comes to you right now and you're not at the point where you can do your own listings, but somebody comes to you and they want you to.
and so they're from our hometown, so I don't know if anybody up here would want to, because our hometown's
Where are you from again?
Winston County, about a 2-hour drive from here.
Oh.
But I have a lot of family and friends down there, so I've got about 2 people now. They're like, hey, get ready to list my house. When are you able to take?
But to be honest with you though, there might be some agents in our office, but I would talk to Lisa. If you are not at the point where you can start working with buyers or sellers, but they're coming to you, got people coming to you and saying, hey, can you sell my house yet? You could talk to Lisa and see if you can do a referral to another agent. You get a commission. I mean, you get a percentage of.
I have one. He's just waiting. He's like, I'll just wait till you're ready. I'm in no hurry.
Yeah. So don't let that hinder you. Because you don't want to turn people away. So don't let that hinder you. Find out from Lisa what you can do when something like that happens. Immediately call her and say, I got this situation. How can I handle it? And let her walk you through how you can best handle it. That way you're not losing that connection, because you want to maintain that connection. Okay, and that goes for everybody. Okay. What else can you do to reach your sphere of influence?
Send them your business card, email them, text them, Facebook.
I did a text blast when I first got my license. I typed up a text to everybody that I know, and I didn't send it to a group text. I sent it to everybody individually, but I just copied and pasted it and sent it to everybody in my cell phone. And that's how I got the first probably 4 or 5 transactions that I got through my text. Yeah, so I would definitely say reach out to the people in your cell phone first. Send them a text. It doesn't have to be a long text. Hey, just letting you know that I've changed careers, or hey, I'm adding, I'm still doing Verizon. Let them know you're still there so they don't forget about you there. I'm still working with Verizon, but I want you to know I'm also doing real estate now, and I just wanted to let you know that, I'm available for you and your family and your friends if you have any questions or a real estate need. Okay?
When you do business cards, do you need to put like your cell phone number, or is that where you're supposed to go through that Twilio?
I use mine. I have mine on there. I do have a Twilio number too. I just usually use the Twilio number if I'm sending something out through command, a text through command, then they will send it through the Twilio account. But on my business card, I use my number because that's the number that they call. They can't call the Twilio number. I don't think. I think they can text it.
I think she said they'll have access to that soon eventually.
Yeah, but right now I think they can only text it.
I'll get ready to do my business cards.
Yeah, use your cell phone number, or if you, I know somebody's They said there's a way you can get a second number to your phone.
I have a Google Voice number on my phone.
Yeah.
That's how I have a business card.
And a lot of the newer phones now are coming out where you can actually do 2 lines with one phone.
One phone.
So like a lot of the iPhone 12s, for example, right now, you can, but you have to have, since I work for Verizon, you have to have 2 separate lines. So your personal line can be there, but you have to add a line to your
You can
account,
put on the same phone.
same phone.
Okay, I have Verizon. We have like 10 lines on our business line.
Yeah, see, so, some people do that so that their personal line is not being tied up with business. Right now, I just have the one line, and I'm starting to see now where I want to probably branch off into a second line.
Yeah, because a lot of times, you know, all those spam calls, you don't really want to answer on your personal line.
Right.
But if you do it with your business line, it's like, you literally answer with your, you know, hey, this is Keller Williams.
Right.
And they will immediately hang up because it's a business. They're not trying to get in touch with a business person. Yeah.
Right. So, okay. Now on my personal phone though, my voicemail is a business voicemail. Hey, you reached April Fortune with Keller Williams. You know, sorry, I can't get to your call right now. You know, something to that effect. But yeah. Okay. So you want to reach out to your sphere of influence. Your inner circle is the group of people you'll look to most often, and they will reward you most often for help and support in referring business your way. In fact, the majority of your business during your first year in real estate will most likely originate from your inner circle. I'm sorry, I forgot to look back. Is anybody on Zoom that has any comments you want to make about your sphere of influence, how you can work your sphere of influence? Okay. So it's only natural that your sphere is the place that you will want to begin to find leads. Okay. So how many people do you know? How many people are in your phones? How many people do you have in your phone? You know, that's probably a large number. I'm sure that's a large number. I don't even know how many people are in my phone, but when I start scrolling through, it's a lot. You know, each person in there. And don't even second guess yourself. Oh, that's my doctor doing. Yes, yes. You want to tell your doctor too. Yes, you want to tell everybody. Go if your doctor's office is open again and they're accepting patients, you know, however they are, you know, you can go and ask them, can I leave a couple of business cards in the lobby? You know, create a flyer or a postcard or something and see if you can leave that somewhere. You know, where do you frequent a lot? Do you go to Starbucks a lot? I know the Starbucks right here at the corner, they used to have a little bulletin board where they allowed people to leave business cards. I don't know if they still do because I know they did some remodeling, but just places that you frequent. Places that you frequent. But yeah, so your sphere of influence is probably going to bring you the most business. So I want you to look at page 22. I'll read out the headers that are on page 22 for those who don't have the book. But it says, my sphere, I want you to write down as many names as you can for every category. Even if you only know someone's first or last name, write it down. And if you don't know their name, but maybe it's your son's baseball coach, just write baseball coach or something, and that'll trigger you to look up their name later on. So I want you to write down at least 1 or 2 under immediate family. Write down 1 or 2 names under immediate family. Okay, under hobby and sports groups, 1 or 2 names. Personal services, such as your hair, who does your hair, who does your nails, who's your barber, do you take your shoes to get shined, who's your shoe shine person? Personal services. Friends, 1 or 2 names under your friends list. Teachers, your teacher, your kids' teachers, your grandchildren's teachers, principal, all comes up under educators. Let's just say educators. Home maintenance or auto repair, lawn care. 1 or 2 names under home or auto repair. Okay, relatives outside of your immediate family, relatives. Your church, your club, volunteer, some group that you, or organization that you volunteer with, 1 or 2 names there. Real estate agents, other agents that you already know. Neighbors, 1 or 2 of your neighbors that you're familiar with. Doesn't even have to be anybody you know, but just 1 or 2 that you're familiar with. Professional services such as your doctor, your dentist. Mortgage title appraiser or inspector, 1 or 2 people that you know that do that type of work. Former co-workers at a previous job or the job that you're thinking about leaving now. Former co-workers. Banker, insurance, financial, or attorney. Who is it that you do that type of professional business with? Your banker, your insurance provider, your financial planner or financial advisor, your attorney. And then I want you to write 1 or 2 more names just under other, just 1 or 2 more names that you come up with that you did not write in one of the other categories. Now, if you all wrote at least 2 names under each one of these categories that you don't already have in your database, that's your 30 names for your database that I asked you to have by Thursday. So if you get those names and numbers, but your database has to have a name, a phone number, and or email address. So you want their name, but you also want some way to contact them. Because once you start lead generating, you need to either be able to call them, text them, or send them an email. Okay, so, but that's 30 names right there that you can have into your database by Thursday. See, so I just helped you with your assignment. Yay me. Okay, page 23, time blocking. Tori, do you mind reading a little bit for me?
Prospect efficiently and consistently with 3 processes in your 3 hours of daily lead generation. The formula for this time blocking discipline is called the 3 to 3 and stands for 3 things done in 3 hours. As a new agent, you can and should spend more than 3 hours doing this. Okay, so the 3 for 3, you're going to do 3 things in 3 hours. You're going to prepare, you're going to take action, and you're going to maintain in 3 hours. So you should have, we want you to time block 3 hours out of your day for this action. Okay, so prepare. Somebody read for me the 3 things in the prepare. And let me make sure that my people in Zoom, if you don't have a book, what we're doing is we're talking about time blocking. And we're talking about the 3 things that you should be doing in 3 hours. So if you time block 3 hours out of your day to do these 3 things, okay? And the first is prepare. The second one is to take action. And the third one is to maintain. And I'm going to have someone read the 3 items that come up under prepare. What does it mean to prepare? Somebody want to read those 3?
Prep call is say affirmations, focus on big why,
and practice scripts.
Okay, so your preparation involves preparing your call list. Who are you going to call? Is it going to be for sale by owners? Is it going to be expireds? Is it going to be people that are in your sphere of influence that you already have in your phone? You're going to prepare and make that list before you start making calls. You want to already have your list of people already prepared. Then you're going to say your affirmations and focus on your big why. Read over your big why if you have it written down. If you have a vision board, look at your vision board. Read out your goals to yourself. You want to do that. Say an affirmation. Whatever that short, just a short snippet that's going to motivate you and keep you grounded. That's your affirmation. And I'm gonna tell you all mine in a little bit. And then practice your scripts. Okay. So that's going to be the first step. The first thing you do during that 3-hour period. Prep your call list, say your affirmations, focus on your big why, and practice your scripts. Okay, and then what is the next step? Somebody read, take action for me.
Prospect update database.
Okay, now you're gonna start prospecting. You're gonna update your database. So prospecting means now you're going to actually start calling. You're gonna call those people on your call list. And then you're going to update your database. You're going to take notes. Maybe their number has changed. Maybe they don't want you to call anymore. And they may tell you that, and you need to put them on your list of people not to call anymore. Okay, so you're going to prospect by making those calls, and you're going to update your database with any information that you receive from them. They may say, oh, I'm glad you said we were just last night talking about selling our house. Well, now you want to update them because now they're no longer a prospect. If you can get an appointment from them, which we hope that you do while you have them on the phone, then now they're a lead. Okay. And then number 3, maintain. Somebody read that for me.
Track results, schedule commitments, write thank you notes.
Track results, schedule commitments, write thank you notes. Okay. You're going to track your results. How many people did I actually reach? Because this is going to help you determine how many calls you need to be making a week in order to reach your goals. So you want to track your results. How many people did I actually reach? How many appointments was I actually able to make? Schedule commitments or schedule your appointments. And then you want to write thank you notes. You want to write a thank you note to everybody that you talk to and send it to them, whether it's through email or mail. Snail mail, as they call it. But you want to send them a thank you note. Thank you for taking the time, or a text. But you want, thank you for taking the time to take my call earlier today. I appreciate you. Please don't forget me if you know of anybody who has a real estate need, or whatever the outcome was of your conversation with them, but you want to thank them. Okay. Let me see. I want us to watch this video. It's only supposed to be 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes.
Cool. So I'll say where we're from and then you give corrections. Is that all right? Hi, my name is Dylan Provenche. I'm Sean Provenche. We're from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We're the real estate brothers. 2014, we wrote 72 transactions for $47 million. Sean and I are very lucky because we're actually fairly entrepreneurial in sales. So we were able to just sort of survive by luck. We had a decent business that wasn't growing. We did a lot of door knocking originally, but what we found was with bad weather, plus you have to drive to door knock, it was just too much of a wild card. If we were to grow the business, we needed to add people to our database, and if we were going to do that, we needed a systematic way that we knew we could achieve results that were predictable. So we just kind of started cold calling about 3 hours a day, and we found that the results were phenomenal. Come take a look where we've been this whole time. We can literally do it from your kitchen. It's just more time effective. Yeah. If you're cheap like we are, you don't want to spend a ton of money on the web or in print. Telephone lines, you pay a monthly bill and you can call all you want. One day you come in here and straight to cold calling. We've got a map where we've broken the entire city into zones. We like to target areas where we have buyers. It's been scrubbed to the do not call list, and it still represents over 250,000 phone numbers. All of our desks have 3 monitors. We have Mojo in the middle. We have our scripts on the right. And then on the left, do some research on hence they're calling for, stuff like that. Cold calling is like adding jet fuel to your car or something. Like it pumps your business up. We went from making, what was our first year, like 70K, and then this year together we did $1.1 million. So this is Sean Point from the Real Estate Brothers. You know what? I'm so sorry about Pete David. I just noticed that you have to treat cold calling as though it's an appointment. If you don't prioritize it, things will always find their way in and block you from being able to do it. It's the most important thing you can do for your business. Absolutely most important. And you have to quantify it as well. The bold 100 contacts a week is a really, really cool way to set a bar and get started and stick to it, whatever your decision. I was just wondering, is any change in your plans? Are you still thinking this straight again on the market? You can't think today was a bad cold calling day because today doesn't matter. What matters is what you accomplish in a year. And if you just keep adding people to your database and systematically follow up with them and take care of the people who you work for, you'll do great. You're not always going to have great success every day, but it's by doing it every day that you have great success. We're going to be in the neighborhood for the next 2 weeks giving free evaluations. You know what I'd love to do? I'll say too that one thing that we were afraid of, and I think everyone is just the rejection side of things. People being mean to you on the phone and rude. We have the saying with our team that you're either part of our future or part of our past, and either way it's fine. The people who are rude to us are obviously not going to be part of our future. I have a chuckle about it. Like, honestly, when someone passes at me or something, I just laugh. It's funny. And you think that it might make sense for us to take some intensity for the weekend? The more time you spend not on the phone, you're losing money because that 3 hours of my day is my 20% where I make my money. Don't get ready to start thinking about how you're going to eventually do something. Just do it. Like, just do it. Done. Stop watching this video. Get off your butt and go start dialing numbers and talking to people. Just get on the phone. Yeah, and if you hate money, don't do it. Yeah.
All right. I loved his statement. I was just writing it down so I wouldn't forget it. I think I remember it. What he said, you're not going to always have success every day, but if you do it every day, you'll have success. You're not going to be, so you're not going to, if you do cold calling, you're not going to have a successful day of cold calling every day. But if you cold call every day, you will be successful. Now, I know I've talked earlier and said that cold calling is not the only way to lead generate, and it's not. And so I want us to take the next few minutes to talk about some other things that we can do, some things that maybe you thought about doing to grow your database and to grow your business. So I want you to share some ideas. Does anybody have any ideas? And then I'll share some other some things with you all. Can you all still hear me? Ann, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I want you all to please participate in this as well. I want everybody to just think of some things that you can do to grow your database and build your business. And I want us to share ideas because we're all going to come up with some different things. And you may come up with something that somebody else hasn't thought of that's going to work for them. So anybody want to start?
When I was in it before, instead of just walking up and talking to people, I had T-shirts made with the realtor company on the front and on the back. I had my name, my license, and my phone number and stuff. Okay. And so when I go to the gym or go to Lowe's or Home Depot, they would actually see the T-shirt and start talking to me a lot of times.
Okay. So he said he had a T-shirt made and it had your name on the front.
It had the realtor company on the front, and on the back it had my information.
Okay, he said it had the realtor company that he worked for on the front, and it had his name and contact information on the back. And whenever he wore that out in public to the gym or shopping or wherever he was, people would stop and hold conversation with him. So that's an idea, a very good idea. Anybody else?
I know this girl in Moulton that's really successful, and she does like a lot of giveaways and stuff like that, just lots of smaller giveaways. Mm-hmm. But of course, you get a lot of people participate in that because it's free stuff. Mm-hmm. So then they kind of remember your name after that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go further on that giveaway. That's a very good idea. Tori was saying that she has a friend that's in Moulton that does giveaways. I don't know how she does hers now in the pandemic, but you can do giveaways on Facebook.
That's how she does it. She has, she started a Facebook page like we're all told to do, but then she kind of uses her personal more than her one that she made for a business and stuff.
Yeah, you'll find that with your business page. I have a business page too. Most of my sphere of influence don't follow me on my business page, even though I've invited them to. You know, most of my people on my business page that I interact with are just people who randomly found me because of posts that I make, because I'm constantly posting on my business page. But stuff like that, a giveaway I would do on my personal page, and you capture their information, because in order for them to be notified, they have to give you the email address, okay? Or however you choose to do it. But now you have their information. What are you going to do with that information? You're going to add it to your database. And then once you have people in your database, what are you doing? You're contacting them at least once every quarter, you know? So now you've grown your database, and now you're keeping yourself top of mind, because now you're reaching out to them at least once a quarter. Okay, so very good. So we have, somebody said giveaways. We have putting your name and your number on the back of a t-shirt or a polo shirt or whatever it is that you wear, whatever you're comfortable, a jacket, whatever. That's a very good idea. Anybody else?
Join all of the various groups on Facebook, the yard sales, I like Alabama, things like that. That brings in a lot of contact, especially when people ask questions about things you can do and places they can go. Because everything I've got, it's got real estate attached to it. But you still find a lot of interaction with people when you do that.
Yeah. Yeah, there are groups that you can join on Facebook. He was saying joining groups on Facebook, whatever those groups are. I know that there's one, things to do in Huntsville or something. That's not quite the name of it, but it's something like that. You know, Madison City something, or, you know, there's all kinds of groups you can join for your area.
Not from around here. That's a lot of people moving in and out that you interact with.
Yeah. So that's another awesome idea. Anybody else?
I always try to get bulletin boards and put as many cards out on bulletin boards as I possibly can.
I love it. You know, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, as I was gonna say, especially like breakfast places, because a lot of people will hit the breakfast places more often than they will anything else. Yeah.
I love it because your ideas are so out of the box. Y'all are not just saying the same thing that everybody else has done. These are ideas that are out of the box. I love it. I love it. Anybody else? Anybody on Zoom that want to share some ideas you came up with that you're going to do? Okay. I want to encourage you to keep open houses, especially now, in the top of your mind. So, and I would encourage you to write some of these ideas down, because these are things you're going to go home and go, what did he say? Man, that was a good idea, and I don't remember what it was. And that's fine. We got till Thursday to ask each other again. But these are some good ideas. But remember, you have your open houses. That is something, especially as a newer agent, you want to participate in as often as possible. Okay. Again, even if you're not comfortable doing it yet, or you're not allowed to do them on your own yet, shadow other agents who are doing them. Okay, I do them. I used to do them more frequently. I do them. I do a home buyer class now on Sunday, so I don't do home open houses as much. But if I'm ever doing one, you're more than welcome to join me. Our Facebook page, Keller Williams Madison Agent Facebook page, they're always posting for open houses. They're looking for agents to hold open houses for them, or you got agents on there who are looking to hold an open house. So if you have a listing and you want somebody to hold an open house, you know, put it out there on our agent page. But those are some avenues that are available to you. What are some other ways that we can start building our database?
When you go to an open house or you go visit a vacant house, always leave your card.
Yes, yes, always leave your card. Yes. Yes, you'll be surprised at how that can generate business for you.
How are you able to get your cards printed out?
I'm sorry?
How do you get your cards printed out?
You can order them. I don't know. I know that the office used to be able to order them for you, but if not, they can give you some information where you can order them. But you can order them. You can do cards through what is that place that everybody uses? Vistaprint. Yes, Vistaprint. Yeah.
But Office Depot is very cheap for business cards. I think it's Office Depot or Staples.
Okay, so Yeah, so you can get your business cards printed for wherever you want to get your business cards done. But if you don't know of any place, contact the office, and I'm sure that they can give you some recommendations of places that others have used.
If you go to my KW and then go under marketing, you can order the cards there.
Okay, under my KW and in marketing, and you can order business cards there.
I know that Scott
Leroy.
They sometimes have a little ads at the bottom of their emails, and one of them the other day was get like $1,000 set up business cards for $60. And they came with 1,000 business cards and a little name tag.
Yeah.
If you want to be cheap though, Office Depot.
I don't know if they were even cheaper
They're like
than that.
$20 for 500, so 1,000 would be $40. Like that's pretty cheap. I think Vistaprint is more than that. I just ordered some on Vistaprint, but my family, they were like, why didn't you go to Office Depot?
Yeah, Vistaprint, I think, at least I know from time to time they'll have specials, but you can get like 500 for $9.99 and that kind of stuff. You know, so I mean, they're gonna be basic. They're nice.
Do they have to have any special format, you know, for Keller Williams?
Yes, you have to use Keller Williams logo on it. It has to say Keller Williams on it. And that's why, like, I'm almost positive Vistaprint has a Keller Williams. Some of these places, and if you contact the front desk again, they can tell you better, because some of these places actually have everything already in, so that they know, and they already know what our standards are. They already know what our requirements are, even for your signs. When you start getting signs, there are places in Huntsville that already know what Keller Williams requirements are. And so when you order your signs, you don't have to explain anything to them, because they already know, you know, what to do.
Okay, so going to the front office desk would be the best resource.
I would say contact Sarah at the front desk.
Okay.
If you're not sure, but if you go to KW, my KW, and go into marketing, that's going to already be formatted the way Keller Williams approves it also. So a lot of places, Tennessee Valley Signs is another place that already has Keller Williams formatted.
Okay.
Okay. So anything else? We're about finished. Anything else? Anybody have any questions, any comments, anything else you want to share about ways to market, promote business?
On our business cards, like, does it need to have like our license number or MLS number?
It doesn't have to. You can, but it doesn't have to.
So I think it has to have some type of slogan at the bottom about
And each office is independently owned and operated. And again, depending on who you're using, they already know that. But yes, you need to make sure that that's on each office is independently owned and operated.
That's like my card. I went through the KW marketing, and all I had to do was put my information in it, and they did everything.
Yeah, they know. Yeah, because they know everything else that needs to be done. Okay. Any other questions from my Zoom family?
I have one quick question. Tomorrow, I'm not able to attend. I have an appointment. Is there a way I'll be able to get the recording so that I can watch it once I'm back home and settled?
Yes, they're having us to record, like this one is being recorded, and I hate that I wasn't able to stop sharing so that it could be recorded properly, but I was scared I wouldn't be able to share again. But yes, they're recording them for those who were not able to attend. Can get the recording, but we really prefer as far as possible. So don't use the recording as an excuse not to come, because we really do prefer that you come in person. You get more out of it.
Yeah.
Interact. So, okay. But yes, it will be recorded.
Okay. Do I just reach out to Sarah and ask her, how do I get the recording?
Yes.
Okay. That tomorrow will be the only one. Like I said, I have an appointment, but I'll be at the rest of them.
That's fine. Thank you for letting me know.
Okay.
And I will not be doing tomorrow's class or Wednesday's class, but I will be back on Thursday. Whether that's good news for you or bad news for you, I don't know. But I will be back on Thursday. Any other questions before we wrap it up? All right, well, thank you all, and I will see you Thursday, but come tomorrow, please try to do some of those assignments I gave you, pages 47 through 52 in session 1. Also, do some more envisioning what your big why is, you know, what it means to you, what it looks like to you, kind of smell it, feel it. If the beach is something, just feel yourself on the beach or whatever it is. to really create your big why and make it really impactful for you. And tomorrow and Wednesday,
Tomorrow's a Zoom only, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Wednesday we're off, and then we'll come back.
Thursday,
Friday.
Thursday, Friday, so I might be Friday.
Somebody
I'm a-
9 to 12.
I'm gonna see one of them days, either Thursday or Friday. I don't remember which. I think it's Thursday though. So, okay. All righty. Bye.
Thank you.